This was you the program's first time taking the trip to Jackson, Ohio. Just explain to me how the experience was going to the place.
It was a long trip, 8 hours on a bus. Bus driver like took work and stops. So that was really rough. But we got good buckets twice, which was really cool. I think bucket stuff, Coach Carter is not, because they don't sell recent cups at the grades. No, it was awesome. Stayed in Chillicothe, Ohio, first time I ever been in, nice place. And they had an awesome center, great stadium, good visitor. You know how some of these visitor locker rooms are. But a great setup, good locker room. Field was really nice, very nice high school stadium. It was, I was very impressed. It was a super nice place.
Absolutely. It's not just a fundamental for you, but a fundamental for the team as well. How do you feel like the team handled being a short road and going to time?
Yeah, we talked about that before we left. Just going to the place and I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to expect. You would talk to other guys.
He was in there already. Oh,
so it was, I miss a good experience. I always like to make it through. It's always fun to meet somebody at their place. We went up there and ran a business and came back with a victory. So it was pretty awesome. I loved it.
So top of feet, what these doing for you? Every time touchdown, also scoring a touchdown on the ground. How important is it for you to get him sort of rolling, get him going in different ways going into the stretch run?
I think it takes a little pressure off of him.
Does he not pick up your horses?
Relax and give him everybody focusing on what we do. Great way to start the game. He's been pitching with me. He blocked it really, really well. Keeping it wrong, had a great block on it. Everybody did their job. Everybody did what their responsibility was. Everybody did their 111. Jaden Ponder had an awesome block on it as well. And he did what he does best, which is taking the distance and make things happen. And, he's a playmaker of all these things. And, we probably have to get him to try to figure out ways to get him down there. But he's playing at a super high level. I think he's playing super unselfish. I think really creative additions to that. It just makes it even more special. So he's been a pleasure to have him. He's been his butt off. Working with strong hands, so it's nice to see him.
Yes, sir. Alex Hansen, perfect on extra points. Another special teams player of the week honor. How does he compare to some of the past great special teams players that you have in this program?
The only other guy that really did all three was Nick Marquez. I think he's a little bit better of a field goal guy than me. I think Nick might be a little bit better than Connie. Alex is pretty good. I don't want to take anything away from Nick because Nick had a lot of good
kicks. I mean, sent us to the national championship on a huge kick at the end of the game against Southern Oregon. But Alex, he doesn't crack under pressure. He works his tail off at it. He's a man of few words. From just a kicker and how super weird they are, he is by far the easiest to deal with. I really enjoy being around him. Him and Preston and the rest of our special teams guys, Braxton Kitchens, they're all great. They handle their business. Cagle does a great job preparing those guys every week. And I'm just super excited to be around him. He does a great job. He's a weapon, whether it's kickoffs, whether it's punts, whether it's field goals. He's a weapon out there that we use every game, whether he's kicking kickoffs in the end zone or pinning guys inside the 20 on punts. Like he's definitely a weapon that we must continue to take advantage of for us to be successful.
So Jock Colbert had another great game for you, over 150 yards on only 11 carries. What's sort of the balance between trying to give him a chance to continue to go, give him a chance to stay revved up, but also understanding that you got to keep him fresh for this stretch run down the stretch of the season?
Yeah, I don't know if you really think about that. I think you just think about what we need to handle this game. I think if you start thinking too far ahead, that's when bad things happen. He needs to get in there. We need to get him his touches. He's very explosive with the ball in his hands right now. He wants to do well. He's blocking his tail off. He's doing every phase of the game at a really high level. He's practicing that way, and that's why it's showing up on Saturdays. But, dude, the guy's just electric. I mean, we come out of the halftime, and he goes for 65, I think. Like, he just keeps finding ways to make big plays. And we're going to keep getting him the ball. We're going to keep getting him touches. He makes the guys up front look really good because he'll when we're wrong, he'll make us right. That's what makes him special. He's hard to tackle in a phone booth. And he's a phenomenal player from a phenomenal family. So we're going to keep getting him the ball and keep in unique ways, as many unique ways as we can, because he's very explosive right now.
Yeah, you had 17 different offensive players record a touch in this game. What type of morale boost does it provide when you're able to get so many guys involved in a game like this?
I think it helps keep the guys engaged. It helps us give a chance, who can make a play when they touch the ball. I think it's a credit to us as a staff and how we've recruited. Like, we have a lot of guys that can make things happen. And I think that's a testament to our offensive staff and Coach McLeod and Coach Hennis putting our guys in the best position for them to be successful, whatever they're best suited to do, whether it's catching the ball, whether it's getting the ball on a jet sweep, whether it's a quarterback run. And we've been doing it all year. It hasn't been just one or two guys. It's been a team effort, and I think that's what I've really enjoyed coaching this team, especially on offense, because I think we got a lot of guys that are unselfish. I'm not saying they don't get selfish sometimes in games and stuff like that. That's going to happen, but for the most part, our guys are willing to block. Our guys are willing to do whatever they got to do to help the team be successful. And I think it's really, really cool to watch, really, really cool to see, whether it's Cam Curtis or Xavier Brantley or Ethan Rice or Bohannon or Isaiah Payton. I mean, all these guys had touches Saturday and did great things. So.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Barnes, someone who doesn't get a ton of touches for you, but when he's able to get touches has been generally successful. He was able to score a touchdown for you guys. That was great. Jaden Ponder had 70 yards, as you said. Braden Bohannon scoring a touchdown. Just so many different weapons really making a difference and an impact in this game.
Yeah, nobody's gotten it harder than Chris Barnes from me. And he really impressed me Saturday. He had a heck of a run at the end of the game. Made like 2 or 3 guys miss. First touchdown of his career, which was super cool. He's a senior. He's put a lot of time and effort into it. He was here all summer. So for him to get that, I was really happy for him. And I know the kids were super excited for him.
So even though you put up 56 points, very strong offensive showing, wasn't all roses for you. You did have 3 fumbles in this game.
Yeah.
Is that something that you really place an emphasis on, sort of ball security this week?
Man, we work on it every day, every week. But, yes, that's kind of been our nemesis on offense all season. We haven't done a really good job of taking care of the football, which is in the past. We've been really good at taking care of the ball. But for whatever reason this season, and it's not from a lack of work, we just haven't done a good job with it. We're going to continue to make it an emphasis. We're going to continue to coach it hard like we have been. It's something that we are working on and trying to get better. I mean, I got on Ty Jones today because he tried to exchange a ball in traffic in practice. Like, you can't do those things. So we'll continue to harp on it, continue to, do different things to try to help us with that. But it's something that we're really focused on and trying to get better. It is, I thought Taylor did a better job with it of taking care of the football in this game. I thought he did a good job of decision-making. His completion percentage probably wasn't where he wants it, but I thought he made good decisions. I thought he went, for the most part, the right place with the football. We had a couple drops, things of that nature, but it was his best game from a decision-making standpoint, so that was happy to see.
So we've talked a lot about the offense. This is the last offensive question, I promise. What is your team's program record in rushing yards?
Program record is 2017. We played Faulkner. We ran for 597 yards.
Wow.
And won. But this was, I believe, the second most I've ever had in a game, if I remember correctly.
Okay, 596 is crazy. I don't even know what that would look like visually.
It was a lot. It was a lot of yards. Coach Jones came up to me at halftime because we were down at the half, and he goes, "What adjustments you want to make?" I said, "Run behind number 64 and keep doing it." That's Trey Coney. So that was the big halftime adjustment. But it's not one person. It's not just the quarterback. It's not just the running backs. It's not the offensive line. It's not tight ends. It's not the receivers. It's a collective group. And if we're going to run the football and be successful at it, everybody has to buy into it. And everybody's got to make a sacrifice for it. So that is what makes this group special, is that sacrifice. So
now shifting gears to the defensive side of the ball.
Yes.
Nolan Marshall seemed like he was in on a lot of different plays in this game, finished with 8 tackles, a few TFLs. What was it like to see him sort of have this kind of game right now for you?
Man, it was awesome. Been on him pretty hard too, because I think he's a better football player than what he had been playing, and I think he made a progression this game, and I think it's about him. Don't think, react, play fast. I mean, that's what defensive football is. It's reaction football. You got to react to what the offense does to you. And I think he did a better job of playing fast, playing physical, getting off blocks physically. He just played more physical at the point of contact. For us to be a great football team in these next 2 games, him and the rest of the defensive line are going to have to wreak havoc. They're going to have to play their best football these last 2 games for us to be successful. So it's a challenge to them and what they're doing, and we got to have them step up, all of them.
And it would appear that they're well on their way to being close to that. They had 8 sacks as a group this past game. What did it look like just being in the midst of a situation like that where everyone's firing on all cylinders? You have this guy coming in, he gets a sack, this guy comes in, gets a pressure. How does that feel to see that as a coach?
It was good. I thought they were playing aggressive. I thought they were playing physical. I thought they were playing hard. Like, they hit a big run on us on a trap where Scrap didn't spill like he was supposed to, and Dan Quavius, who you're going to speak to here in a minute, made the tackle 30 yards down the field. Like, that's the kind of effort we need from those guys. And that's why we got to play a lot of people, so we can continue to get that kind of effort, that kind of pursuit from that group, because that's what they're capable of. That is a super athletic group, a super strong group, a group that have some of the best athletes on our team. Whether it's Emmanuel, that can play any position up front, or Dan Quavius, who's super strong, or Nolan, who's an athletic freak, or Darius Jordan once he gets back, who's super twitchy, or you got Rivers, who's just the plug in the middle. Like, they all serve a purpose, they all serve a role. They got to buy into their role. They got to play on the other side of the line of scrimmage. They got to knock people back. They got to play physical. That's what we need them to do.
And that really struck out to me in this game, and really specifically over these last few weeks. I do remember at one point in the season you were saying that you wanted to try to get more guys in there. You felt like you were putting a lot of strain on sort of your ones and your select twos that you play in a lot of situations. This game, it seemed like you cycled through a few different groups and everybody really made an impact. So how do you gauge sort of where your depth is at that position at this point in the year?
Yeah, I feel like we've developed over the season. I feel like we've gotten better over the season. I think, in my opinion, I've noticed it in practice. That's where I've noticed it, because, maybe early on in practice we were getting after them a little bit. I feel like the last 2 weeks they've kind of gotten after us in good on good. So you notice it in practice, and then if you practice like that, it's gonna show up in the games, which is what you want. So I think Fred has bought into playing more people. I think, again, we've really developed some of these freshmen. We've developed some of these second-team guys to where we can mix them in with our starters and we don't lose a huge step. So it's been really awesome to see. It's been awesome to see their development. I think they got to take it up another notch and try to step it up another level. So that's what we're looking for.
And there was a certain focus level in this game that I thought was very striking. It didn't seem like you guys were wayward in any way. It seemed like everybody was aligned on the goal of trying to win it. What really went into that? Was it just sort of the way you carried yourself over the trip? Was it a speech? Was it someone in particular saying something or doing something? What sort of went into your focus level for this game?
Yeah, I mean, we've been harping on it really ever since we lost Southeastern. Like, we got to get better at the details. We got to get better at the small things. We got to make our three throws, meaning do the things that don't take skill to the best of our ability. Do the things that are routine to the best of our ability. And we got to keep getting better at all those little things. And I think we've done that every week. I think we've gotten a little bit better every week. And we got to keep building on it. We can't relax. But I thought, I told our kids after the game, I said, whether you want to say it or not, should we have beat those guys? Absolutely. And we beat them the way you're supposed to beat them. We didn't go out there and mess around with them. We killed the mosquito with an axe. And that's what you're supposed to do. And that's how good football teams are supposed to come out and play. And I want us to keep doing it. And
is it time yet?
It's time.
Let's start time for dinner.
Oh, it's real bad.
Donating pet food is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
Walk-off home run. Here's a shot to the right side. This is shaping up to be a straight right side, too.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this coverage of NAIA football live here on SCSN. We are at the scene here at Ken White Field at University Stadium, Waleska, Georgia, for this all-Appalachian Athletic Conference matchup between the Reinhardt Eagles and the Point Skyhawks. This has become a big-time rivalry, two teams within the state of Georgia doing battle, and right now they're battling for AAC supremacy. Reinhardt, number 1 in the conference, Point, number 3 in the conference. The winner will be in the driver's seat for a playoff berth. Reinhardt Eagles coming into this game with a 5-3 record, 3-1 at home. Point meanwhile 3-5 overall, but 3-1 in conference play. They have been a different team once the schedule turned to the month of October. The Reinhardt Eagles coming into this game, they have been playing some of their better football, and we're going to meet some of their offensive starters: Jordan Gant, Justin Pinkney, Anthony Green, Ben Hollers, Calhoun, Rice, Jackson, Colbert in the backfield, with Zach Lyle, the All-American left tackle, Jamarion Walker also at running back. Meanwhile, for the Point Skyhawks, it's Lum, Washington, Williams, Moorhead, McLeod, Coles, QT Teasley, the returning All-AAC first-team member, Samir Wiley, Trayvon Copeland, Caldwell, and Ware.
Eagle Nation, direct your attention to midfield. We recognize today's point foot.
Players to watch for this game and for the Reinhardt Eagles is going to be someone a little bit different, but someone who has made a major impact since arriving on campus. He wears number 1 for a reason, folks. Number 1, Emmanuel O'Lighton. Returning All-American player for the Eagles, 9 sacks and 11 TFLs so far this year, 37 total tackles across his 8 games, a career total of 78 tackles and 19 sacks. On the other side, player to watch is going to be Cortez Thomas. He also wears number 1 for his team, and he plays the same position as Mr. O'Lighton. So we're going to have 2 All-Americans doing battle at that defensive end position. He was also an All-American last season. This year, a pair of sacks with 14 TFLs. Should be a phenomenal game. Keep it locked in here. It's SESN. Live here at Ken Whitefield, and again, this has become one of the preeminent rivalries within this conference. The Reinhardt Eagles, the Point Skyhawks, both hailing from the state of Georgia. Reinhardt, they've dominated this rivalry over the course of its time. Point still searching for its first victory against the Eagles, but Point, they definitely play the Eagles hard every single time they step on the field with them. Last season, had the lead at various moments throughout that game, fell short by just 10 points. All right, now Point searching for some offensive consistency. They're hoping to find a little bit here against the Eagles. Meanwhile, Reinhardt, rounding into form, had a dominant 56-0 victory over the Rio Grande Firestorm. Should be a very interesting one here. We're going to kick things off with Harold Maloof, sending it deep for the Skyhawks. Back deep to receive Tyrus McKee, the returning All-American for the Eagles, as well as Jaden Ponder. And we are off here in Waleska. McKee to receive it in the end zone. He's going to take it out. Tyrus McKee has a little bit of room, makes a move, cuts to the left. Tyrus McKee still has space, still running, trying to cut it back right. McKee at the 45, McKee at the 50, now at the 40. Tyrus McKee still on his feet and eventually trips up at the 25-yard line. And what a way to begin this game for the Reinhardt Eagles. Tyrus McKee starting it off with a bang. Tyrese McKee, the returning All-American, all-purpose All-American. He had 2 touchdowns against Point last season. This season, starting it off with a bang for his group. And the Eagles are in business. They're going to mark McKee out at around the 33-yard line, saying he stepped out of bounds. Nonetheless, Reinhardt will begin this drive deep into Skyhawk territory. Taylor Jackson in the backfield with both Walker and Colbert, the all-AAC running backs. Colbert on the left side gets brought down. That's number 7, Caleb Wade on the tackle. Last year, Caleb Wade was an AAC All-Conference member, and it's a few guys on this defense who have made their mark over the course of their careers. We talked about Cortez Thomas in the open. Ethan Benz as well, the middle linebacker for the Point Skyhawks, another phenomenal player. They're hoping to lead the Skyhawks to an upset win over the Eagles. Reinhardt still trying to find some consistency in that passing game, but Taylor Jackson's made very nice plays over the course of this year. And here's a nice play from Jackson, throwing that one to Cam Curtis right near the sticks. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 1. Again, trying to find some consistency through the air. The passing attack has had its moments, of course. Trusting Taylor Jackson with the job. He's now in his 3rd season as a starter here at Reinhardt. Looking to keep the Eagles unbeaten and atop the AAC. 3rd down run coming up. Colbert scooting, cutting, open field, still on his feet, leaps into the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles. What a start for Reinhardt. Tyrese McKee got him down, and Ja Colbert finishes the job. Can't ask for a better start if you're Coach Miller. First home game in a few weeks. 2 of your dynamic playmakers making their presence felt in the early stages. Alex Hansen. Extra point is up, and it's good. Eagles starting it off with a bang, 7-0 early. Welcome back to Ken White Field here in Waleska, Georgia. If you're just joining us, Tyrese McKee got the Reinhardt Eagles started with a tremendous kick return. Ja Colbert able to finish the job on a touchdown run. It's 7-0 Reinhardt up early. So the Point Skyhawks reeling. The game is just beginning, and they are already trailing by a touchdown. And now we'll get a chance to see their offense try to do some work. And offensively, it's been a bit of a struggle for the Skyhawks up to this point as Hansen kicks one for a touchback. Offensively, it's been a bit of a struggle for the Skyhawks up to this point. They're still looking to find some consistency as a group. They have some talented players at their disposal, none more important than number 22, QT Teasley. Teasley, a returning All-AAC member from last season. Somebody who Coach James Miller said that they are very aware of. They know that he's a very dynamic weapon out there at that slot receiver position.
Quarterback, Samir Wiley.
He's hoping to lead the Skyhawks to a big-time drive here. At quarterback for the Skyhawks, Samir Wiley. Teasley coming in motion. He's going to hand this one off to the running back, who will get brought down by a host of Reinhardt Eagles. Nathaniel Sanford first to the scene of the crime.
On the tackle, Nathaniel Sanford.
That was number 8, Trayvon Copeland up the middle. Wasn't able to find much running room. It's going to be 2nd down and 8 for the Skyhawks.
Pick up a few yards, 2nd and 8.
Samir Wiley trying to build some type of momentum through the air. Again, it's been a bit of a struggle for Point offensively this season. Fake handoff to Teasley. They're going deep, but nobody's home. That pass was intended for Dontavius Ware. Nobody in the vicinity. Not an ideal start to the drive. If you're the Skyhawks, it brings up 3rd down and long. A big reason why Reinhardt's been able to surge over the course of these past few games has been the dominance of their defensive line, led by Emmanuel Olighton, Nathaniel Sanford, who made a play earlier on this drive, as well as Damian Deloney, the Kaiser transfer out there at defensive end. They have begun to generate consistent pressure on a game-by-game basis. They're going to try to pin their ears back and get after Wiley here. Dropping back. He had to get rid of that quickly as Emmanuel Olighton was all over him. Carter Hicks there on the PBU, but that play was created by our player to watch, number 1, Emmanuel Olighton. Such a difficult matchup for offensive lineman. Emmanuel Olighton, very good with his hands, strong at the point of contact, can get off blocks. A very difficult cover for any team, but also Reinhardt. They've tried to build their defensive line depth through these past few games, so they'll go with a few different looks. So Lighton able to play both inside and outside for the Eagles.
Illegal substitution on the offense.
So we'll get an illegal substitution on point as they get ready to punt this one away. Ja Colbert back deep to receive it. Already has a touchdown today. When you have guys like Colbert, like Tyrus McKee, Jaden Ponder, a few different players who are more than capable of being able to find some space in the return game, makes it an important piece of the puzzle for this Reinhardt team. This punt will go out of bounds near the 40-yard line, and that is where Reinhardt will begin their next drive. Taylor Jackson getting ready to lead the Eagles back onto the field. Again, Reinhardt has dominated this rivalry over the years, but as the years have gone on, Point has become more and more competitive in these games. They have not been able to put it all together against the Eagles.
Reinhardt at the 40-yard line.
They're hoping that this year will be the year. See Point going with a different look here. Number 1, Cortez Thomas lined up on the inside. Tyrus McKee coming in motion. He's going to take the handoff, has some space, and gets flipped over near the 45.
On the carry, Ty McKee.
We started seeing this a few games ago, especially in that game against Rio Grande, but there's been more of a point of emphasis on trying to get Tyrus McKee involved in the offense. Such a unique weapon that Reinhardt has at their disposal. He can run it, played running back in his early seasons here. He's also been lined up wide at receiver. He's taken some snaps at quarterback as well. Such a dynamic weapon that this Eagles team tries to get going. Jamarion Walker up the middle, right near the sticks. They're going to say he got across the line of game for the first down.
Good for a first down. Sponsored by Nina's Pizza.
Right now, those guys getting involved for Reinhardt early on. 5, Ja Colbert, 6, Jamarion Walker, and 7, Tyrus McKee. Walker will remain in the backfield. Xavier Walker flexed out at H-back. Ethan Rice coming in motion. He's going to take the handoff along the right side, runs over his own man before getting brought down after a gain of 1. Ethan Rice, another dynamic and versatile weapon for this Reinhardt offense.
Pick up a 1, 2nd and 9.
Came to Reinhardt as a quarterback, but this season has started to try his hand at a few different positions. He's lined up at running back as well as playing many games at receiver. He's among Reinhardt's leading receivers this season.
48-yard line.
Also the team's second leading rusher. Empty set here. Taylor Jackson all alone in the backfield. He's going to drop back to pass this one. Sees Xavier Brantley, but Brantley is not able to bring it in. That was a good defensive play by number 26, Damon Campbell.
Big pass. Xavier Brantley.
It's going to be 3rd down and long for the Reinhardt Eagles, and 3rd and long has not been very kind to Reinhardt in a few games. We'll see what can happen here. This is usually where Cortez Thomas makes his mark and generates pressure. He's working against Zach Lyle. Nice matchup between a pair of All-Americans, number 74 Lyle and number 1 Thomas. Rice again in motion. The handoff is faked, and there he is, number 1, Cortez Thomas on the stop, bringing Jackson down in a hurry. Jackson faked the handoff to Rice, but Cortez Thomas was all over that play. He did not bite on the fake and was able to make the stop to bring up 4th down. Cortez Thomas, he's not putting up the same gaudy sack totals he put up last season. He had double-digit sacks for the Skyhawks last year. Right now, just 2. But overall, you turn the film on, and he is definitely still a very disruptive player. Now up to 15 TFLs on the season. Hanson's going to punt it away. It's going to take a Reinhardt roll, but it rolls just a little bit too far. It's going to be a touchback. So with 9:34 remaining, Eagles ahead, 7-0 point now on offense. Welcome back to Ken White Field. The Point Skyhawks on offense trying to put together a drive and get themselves back into this ball game. Wiley still in at quarterback. Hands this one off. A move is made. A tremendous run up the middle. That's how you begin a drive if you're the Skyhawks. Trayvon Copeland rumbling, bumbling, stumbling his way across the line of the game for the 1st down. Copeland, a talented running back for this Skyhawk offense. When they get him going, it really transforms this offense. Most of their better games this year has been directly involved with him having some of his better games this year. So, you know, the point of emphasis will be to try to get him going and take some pressure off the shoulders of Wiley. It's Copeland again. He's going to get stuck right up the middle by number 10, Julian Stevenson. Stevenson from Wheeler High School there on the stop.
Damien Deloney on the stop. Also number 10, Julian Stevenson.
Now, if you're Reinhardt, you want to try to put even more pressure on Point by being able to slow Copeland down. When Copeland gets going, you're able to have Wiley have some pressure off of his shoulders. Opens up the game for QT Teasley as well. Try to force the Skyhawks into some obvious passing situations. Handoff again goes to Copeland, this time brought down after a short game by Emmanuel O'Lighton. It's going to be 3rd down and about 7 for the Skyhawks. You would expect this one to go through the air. Who will Wiley trust in this situation? There's been some early window dressing with QT Teasley. We've seen some return motions. We've seen him come across the formation. Wonder if they try to get him something near the sticks here on 3rd down. Teasley again with the return motion. Wiley slings it and the ball is dropped. Had a man wide open, but Messiah Wilson was not able to come down with it. It will bring up 4th down for the Skyhawks.
10 receivers, number 6, Messiah Wilson.
That was a great play call for the Skyhawks. They had a man open near the sideline. The pass was a little bit behind Wilson, but he just could not corral it. He got his hands on it, but couldn't bring it in. 4th down, the Skyhawks forced to punt it away. It's now Tyrus McKee back deep to receive it.
Brandon Payton, depending on the play.
Punting it for point number 39, Matt Moses. Punt is away. McKee with the fair catch at around the 30-yard line. That's where Reinhardt will begin their next drive. So a golden opportunity for the Skyhawks to try to get themselves back into the ball game, tie things up. They were unable to do so, and now Reinhardt trying to create some breathing room with this drive.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Now, point defensively, their plan of attack very similar to what Reinhardt's is. They want to try to force the Eagles into some obvious passing situations. A team in Reinhardt, they've been dominant on the ground this season. Colbert gets this on the right side. Somehow gets out of the jam. He's still on his feet, makes a move. Colbert's at the 40. He's at the 30, the 20. He's turning on the Jets. Colbert gets driven out of bounds right near the goal line. What a run by Jock Colbert. The crowd thought he was down. Everyone kind of turned their head, and then somehow, some way, Jock Colbert emerged from that mass of humanity to get right near the goal line. Jock Colbert putting together a phenomenal season for the Reinhardt Eagles over the course of his career. He's been a 2-time all-conference selection, seems headed for a 3rd. Keeping up with his strong season so far in this one. He's going to be joined by his partner in crime, Jamarion Walker, in the backfield. Colbert's going to get the handoff going left. Cortez Thomas all over that one. His 2nd TFL of the game. Cortez Thomas doing what he can to keep his Skyhawk defense in the fight. Thomas was the first to the play against Jock Colbert on that last one. Colbert was able to shake him off and find some space.
Ball's back at the 16-yard.
Colbert unable to shake Thomas off on that one. 2nd and goal, but a long 2nd and goal for the Eagles. Ball at the 16. Just under 6 minutes remaining. 4 receivers out wide for Reinhardt. We're going to have a timeout here. Coach Miller did not like what he saw. And as the Eagles take a timeout, we're going to take a break. 7-0 Eagles.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Back here at Ken White Field, the Reinhardt Eagles in business at the 16-yard line. Trying to put some more points on the board and create a 2-possession lead. Meanwhile, the Point Skyhawks just trying to keep the Eagles out of the end zone. Ethan Rice comes in motion. The handoff goes to Jamarion Walker, who immediately finds some Navy jerseys surrounding him. Point Skyhawk defense standing up here in the red zone. This Point Skyhawk defense gives up around 86 rushing yards per game, so they're not a team that's used to surrendering many yards on the ground. A nice clash of best on best here. The Skyhawks, the best rush defense in the conference. Reinhardt, by far the best running offense in the conference. The handoff is faked. Walker was open. It was a bit too high for him. That's going to bring up 4th down. Walker had a little bit of space. Taylor Jackson not able to connect with him, and that's going to bring up a field goal chance for Alex Hansen. Alex Hansen's been one of the best field goal kickers, not just in the AAC, but in the entire country. A long of 48 yards that came against Southeastern earlier this season. Had the game-winning field goal against Kentucky Christian. This one's away from Hansen. The kick is up, and it is good. Alex Hansen gets the Eagles back on the board, tack on another 3. Reinhardt ahead, 10-0. Welcome back to Ken White Field. The Reinhardt Eagles early on, they are in control against the Point Skyhawks. It's 10-0. Point now in desperate need of some type of offensive spark. They had an early 1st down courtesy of Trayvon Copeland. The offense dying out on that drive. Hansen's going to send it away for the Eagles. Kick is deep. He's going to take it out of the end zone. Has a little bit of space before getting wrestled to the ground by Jacorian Polk. The ball is loose, and it is recovered by the Reinhardt Eagles. Number 41, Zach Hurt, falling on top of it. Reinhardt gets the ball right back from the Skyhawks, and they're going to have a chance to add even more points to their total. Jacorian Polk forced the fumble, and Zach Hurt jumping right on top of it. Eagles have the ball once again deep in the Skyhawk territory.
Recovered by 41. Zach Hurt.
Not a great start to this game. If you're the Point Skyhawks, the Skyhawks came into this one trying to make a statement against the Eagles. Up to this point, it just has not gone their way. So we're going to have a video review here. The Skyhawks want a second look at that one. As they review it, we're going to take a break. Eagles ahead 10-0. Maybe they have the ball back with a chance to score. Who knows? We'll see after this one.
Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Buffalo's Cafe for the football season.
Ken Whitefield, the Reinhardt Eagles ahead 10-0 over the Point Skyhawks. Potentially a chance to get the ball back deep into Skyhawk territory. Right now, reviewing a fumble on a kickoff return. Jacorian Polk, it seemed like he was able to force a fumble, waiting on official word from the referee. The ruling on the field is upheld. The Reinhardt Eagles will get the ball back at the 17-yard line. So an unforced error by the Point Skyhawks, and the Eagles with the chance to take total control here in this AAC clash. Reinhardt and Point, two teams that finished right near the top of the conference a season ago. Isaiah Payton gets it on the right side. Payton scooting, makes a move, still on his feet before getting brought down at the 5-yard line.
Run by Isaiah Payton.
Isaiah Payton, the Woodstock legend, the Cherokee County legend, doing work for Reinhardt on this drive. They're going to hand it off to Payton once more, but before he gets brought down, Isaiah Payton had a little bit of room, but that room closed off quickly. Cortez Thomas in on the tackle. Not a great start again. Reinhardt and Point finished right near the top of the AAC standings a season ago. This game went a long way towards determining who came away with the conference crown. Reinhardt clinched a share by way of their victory over the Point Skyhawks. Point finishing with 2 conference losses. Payton remains in the game with Taylor Jackson. Payton gets the handoff. Payton trying to wrestle into the end zone. He's going to be down at the 1. So Isaiah Payton gets brought down right near the goal line, and Reinhardt's going to go with a heavy package. They're bringing in another offensive lineman, big number 71, Braddock Vohan. Vohan coming in as an extra tackle for this Reinhardt offense. Also 5, 6, and 7, McKee, Walker, and Colbert entered into the game. Ethan Rice now in at quarterback. Rice is going to try to punch it in, and he does. Touchdown, Reinhardt. Ethan Rice runs it in for the Eagles. Ethan Rice, the jack of all trades, able to get it in for Reinhardt, and the Eagles now in total control here in Waleska. Point making some critical errors, and Reinhardt able to take advantage of them. Hanson back in for the extra point. The snap, the kick, the hold. Kick is up, and kick is good. 17-0. It's all Reinhardt here with 2 minutes and 44 seconds remaining.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon.
Back at Ken Whitefield, the Reinhardt Eagles ahead 17-0 against the Point Skyhawks. Point came into this game trying to make a statement, but right now the Reinhardt Eagles are giving them everything they could handle. 3-possession lead early on for Reinhardt. Skyhawks on the ropes. Looking for some type of way to build some momentum. That fumble on the kickoff return helped the Eagles set up yet another touchdown drive. Back deep to receive this one is Sean Jones Jr. Jones is going to get brought down. That's number 86, Damani Taylor on the stop. Damani Taylor bringing down Jones. There are 2 flags down on the field. We'll see an official conference near the 30-yard line.
Holding. Half distance hold.
Another unforced error by the Point Skyhawks is going to be holding against the return team, half a distance to the goal. So if you're Reinhardt, you couldn't have asked for a better start. On the flip side, if you're Point, you could not have envisioned pretty much a worse start to this one. Skyhawks already played one of the other favorites in this conference, the U-Pike Bears, a team that clinched a share of the conference title 1 season ago, a team that won a playoff game in the national tournament. Point unable to come away with that victory. They lost 62-10. What a tremendous hit by Adam Mwimba. Mwimba laying the boomstick inside of the hole. When you see a hit like that one, anything that you're talking about doesn't really matter. That has to stop you in your tracks, folks. Adam Mwimba laying the boom for the Reinhardt Eagle defense. But Point already had a chance to shoot at one of the top dogs in the conference, unable to come away with the victory against U-Pike, a game that sort of got away from them. They lost 62-10. Once again on the road, trying to knock off another one of the conference favorites. This pass a little bit behind, but it will be caught. Braylon Jones, pardon me, that's Markel Sutton on the stop. Messiah Wilson was able to come down with that one, but he was not able to reach the line again. That will bring up 3rd down and short for the Skyhawks. Right now, the Eagles in total control. Again, this defense a big reason why.
3rd and 4.
Mwimba and Sutton making plays on this drive. Who's going to step up here? Again, Point in need of some type of momentum swinging play. Wilson in motion. Wiley's dropping back to pass. It's shoveled over, but nothing doing for the Skyhawks. 4th down, Point forced to punt it away.
Incomplete pass.
Wiley thought he had a man up near the middle. Was not able to connect with him.
Eagles. Time to keep.
That was number 84, Tyreek Baldwin, who he was just not able to hook up with right near the 30-yard line. And it's sort of been that for Point this season offensively. They've had their moments of brilliance. They've had their chances as well, just not able to get everyone on the same page. 4th down, punt coming for Point. The punt is away. McKee back deep to receive, but he's not going to touch this one. Thought about trying to get it off the hop. And that one's going to go at the 46-yard line before being downed. Reinhardt will begin their next drive right near midfield. The Reinhardt Eagle offense so far putting together a phenomenal game against the Skyhawks. This Skyhawk defense hangs their hat on being able to slow down the run. Right now, Reinhardt taking it right to this Skyhawk front line.
At the Point 40-yard line. 1st down.
Cortez Thomas, number 1, the defensive end, doing everything he can do to try to keep his Skyhawk defense in it. And Thomas once again lined up on the inside. He's right over the center, Anthony Green. Quick swing pass to Colbert. Colbert has room. Colbert breaking a tackle, trying to find his way across the line to gain. And he does. 1st down, Reinhardt Eagles. You see Ja Colbert getting it done on the ground. This time he gets it done through the air.
5, Jakari Nobles.
And he's one of those guys, you just got to try to find ways to get him the ball. He can run it up the middle for you. He can do that, but he can also catch it out of the backfield. Showing off the hands there. Taylor Jackson dropping back to pass. Looking deep for Ty Jones. Jones! Touchdown, Eagles! Ty Jones! Jones dove out for it, and he comes down with it. Jones, his 2nd touchdown of the year.
Touchdown, Ty Jones. And Taylor Jackson.
Ty Jones went airborne for that one. Taylor Jackson put it out there for him. Jones showing off the wheels and somehow, some way, came away with the score. 23 seconds remaining. It's all Reinhardt here in Waleska. The extra point is up, and it is good. The Reinhardt Eagles in total control, 24-0 over the Skyhawks.
We didn't come to fix Marco's brakes because it was convenient or fast. We did it because Marco has bigger fish to fry and a lot of hungry people to feed. Kraus Family Ford. Passion drives purpose.
Let it run it.
Alex Hansen kicking off.
Reinhardt in total control here in Waleska. It's 24-0. If you're just now joining us, Taylor Jackson was able to find Ty Jones deep for a highlight reel touchdown. Hansen, another touchback. This Reinhardt team, they went through a very difficult non-conference slate, played against a few teams in that receiving votes portion of the top 25. A road test against Cumberland, also a home matchup with Florida Memorial. They split those two games. They went on the road against Southeastern, unable to come away with a victory before playing against a top 10 opponent in Lindsey Wilson here at Ken White Field. That was one of the better games of this season. Reinhardt jumped out to a 24-14 lead before Lindsey Wilson was able to come back and come away with another big-time road victory. Eagles fell just short against the Blue Raiders, but since then, Reinhardt has been perfect. 4 consecutive wins and trying to make it 5 here today. Copeland up the middle. Kai Von Rivers all over him. Was the ball loose? Yes, the ball is loose. The Eagles have it. They're pointing towards it, and they have yet another forced fumble. It's recovered by Danquavius Cummings, and Reinhardt gets the ball right back from the Skyhawks. No, they're saying that the Eagles didn't recover it. A lot of fireworks here early, folks. Reinhardt all over the Skyhawks. They thought they had another one. Official ruling is that the runner was down. Nonetheless, Reinhardt in total control. Dominant so far. It's 24-0.
Is that time yet?
It's time.
Come start time for dinner.
Oh, terrific.
Pasta dinner.
Donating pet food is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
Reinhardt in total control against the Point Skyhawks is 24-0. Very nearly came away with their second forced fumble of the game. It's going to be second and long for the Skyhawks. There's a little bit of movement up front.
On the offense. 5-yard penalty.
False start on the Point Skyhawks. It has been a nightmarish start to this one for the team hailing from West Point, Georgia.
15 minutes.
Point over these last few seasons, they've played Reinhardt so tough. So far, nothing doing. The Eagles putting the hammer down on the Skyhawks thus far. Handoff is faked. Wiley looking deep. He has Teasley, but unable to connect with him.
Pass it complete.
QT Teasley was able to get behind that Reinhardt defense. Wiley not able to connect. Eagle defensive line once again applying pressure.
30-14.
So Reinhardt learned a lot about themselves over the course of their non-conference slate. One of the main things that they learned is that when they are clicking on all cylinders, they are one of the best in the country. Plenty of talent up and down this roster. Now the onus is on them to try to put it all together, but this version of the Reinhardt Eagles can beat almost anyone in the NAIA. Copeland's going to come out of the backfield. Wiley dropping back to pass. Finds Teasley, but he's brought down by Brighton Peters. What a hit by Peters. Brighton Peters all over him. Eagles are having fun here at Ken White Field. Brighton Peters laying the boom. The energy in Waleska at a fever pitch. This Reinhardt football team doing everything they can to make a statement. Skyhawks came into this one trying to make a statement. So far, it has been all Reinhardt. Eagles now trying to pour it on against their rivals from up the road. The punt is away. Tyrus McKee will receive it. Fair catch at the 40-yard line. That's where Reinhardt will begin their next drive.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
The Eagles have been doing a little bit of everything here, able to run the ball. That deep shot to Ty Jones was Jackson's first touchdown of the day. Also some nice defensive plays. That last one courtesy of Brighton Peters. So it will be 1st and 10 for this Reinhardt offense. Two-back formation once again. Walker and Colbert joining Jackson in the backfield. This handoff goes to Jamarion Walker. A gain of around 6.
Jamarion Walker.
Eagles going with a different look here. We are used to seeing Colbert and Walker do work throughout the game, but we're not used to seeing both of them in the game at the same time. And we can see that this look is giving this Point defense some problems early. Colbert now with it. Colbert in the open field at the 30, at the 25-20. Colbert evading a defender. Touchdown, Reinhardt. Ja Colbert scores it yet again. Ja Colbert is having a day, folks. His second touchdown of the game. The Point Skyhawks absolutely reeling here in Waleska. Eagles running roughshod over the best rush defense in the conference. It's 30-0, pending extra point. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is good. Total domination here in Ken White Field. Reinhardt all over the Skyhawks. Welcome back to Ken White Field here in Waleska, Georgia. The Reinhardt Eagles all over the Point Skyhawks. It's 31-0. Ja Colbert dominating for Reinhardt so far. 2 highlight reel scores. A struggling Skyhawk offense trying to find some type of momentum against the Eagles. Meanwhile, the Eagles soaring here at home. Hansen sends it away. Another touchback for Alex Hansen. No, it's not going to be a touchback. It gets out of bounds right near the 2-yard line. It's going to be an illegal kick out of bounds. That gives Point some of their best starting field position of the day. It remains to be seen if they're able to take advantage of it. Samir Wiley, the quarterback, he's been under consistent pressure. Trayvon Copeland, the running back, had a few nice runs, but not much doing throughout this game. And so far, the passing game, guys have just not been able to get on the same page with Wiley. A lot of pressure now on this offense. 13:50 to go. The Eagles ahead. Still with so much time remaining, you don't want to get away from your game plan. You don't want to feel too much pressure on yourself. Copeland up the middle. That's a nice gain for the Skyhawks. It's going to be a gain of around 6.
Great for Copeland. Okay.
We have some extracurricular activity happening right near the line of scrimmage. Again, these two teams know each other very well. Just 2 hours up the road, the Skyhawks hailing from West Point, Georgia. A lot of these players played with each other and against each other in the high school ranks, so some familiarity between these two squads.
Rivers on the tackle.
Still waiting to get some official word on what the flags are for.
Flag. Personal foul, defense number 2. After play, personal foul, offense in 78.
So the personal fouls, it will be double personal fouls, one going up against Markel Sutton, other going up against Dylan Moorhead. So those penalties will offset. It will remain second down for the Skyhawks.
Second and 3 from the 42.
High intensity matchup again, familiarity on both sides. Neither team trying to surrender. Skyhawks trying to find some type of way to build some momentum. Wiley fakes the handoff, but nobody's home. We will have a flag. Wonder what the flag is for. There was some hand fighting over there near the sideline. A pair of number 3s, Brighton Peters for the Eagles, Brandon Washington for the Skyhawks. The call will be pass interference against Brighton Peters. Not sure about that call. It seemed like it was going both ways. Both Peters and Washington were tangled up right near the sideline. The call will go against the Eagles. That gives the Skyhawks a first down. And for the first time today, the Skyhawks in the Reinhardt territory. Point given a few gifts from the Eagles. They're going to try to convert. Copeland breaks a tackle. Copeland across the line to gain for the first down. Again, the scoreboard may say a lopsided game so far, but so much time left to go. You do not need to stray away from your game plan. You knew coming in that the Skyhawks were going to try to get Copeland going. Handoff is faked. Wiley throws it deep. 3 flags flying, and this one likely will go up against Brighton Peters yet again. Peters and Washington getting tangled up now on every single pass play downfield. Looked like Peters may have gotten a little bit too physical there. We're going to get holding this time on Brighton Peters. So Peters had a very nice tackle earlier in this one. Now a pair of penalties on this drive to set up the Skyhawks right near the red zone. This has been the best offensive drive for Point so far in this game, but it has been bolstered by 35 yards worth of penalties coming up against the Eagles. 12 minutes and 48 seconds remaining. The ball right at the 21-yard line. Edge of the red zone for the Skyhawks. Handoff is faked. Wiley looking. Nobody home once more. Incomplete. Wiley was looking for Sean Jones. Sean Jones, another former All-AAC member. There is some talent on this Point Skyhawk offense. They have just struggled to get their guys going on a consistent basis this year. And to make matters even worse, holding against the Skyhawks. Coach Miller of the Eagles declining the penalty. It will bring up 2nd and 10. But Point, they have some talent offensively. QT Teasley and Sean Jones at receiver. Trayvon Copeland at running back.
2nd and 10.
They just have not found a way to get those guys going much this year. Wiley dropping back again. 3 gold jerseys in the backfield. He had to throw that one away. This Reinhardt defensive line pinning its ears back and getting into the backfield now on seemingly every drop back. Damian Deloney, Darren McKenzie, and Nathaniel Sanford, they were all over Wiley.
96, Darren McKenzie. Incompleted pass is 3rd and 10.
3rd down and 10 coming up. 3rd and long has not been kind to Point so far in this game. Obvious passing situation. Samir Wiley is going to be all alone in the backfield. Man coming in motion for the Skyhawks. Wiley's going to try to run it up the gut. Cannot find any room. McKenzie and Sanford all over Wiley near the 20. And Point's going to opt to try to kick a field goal. Skyhawks, they want to just get themselves on the board. This Eagle defense, they gave up some yards due to penalties, but they were able to stand up and keep the Skyhawks out of the end zone. Now Point trying to find a way to get something on the board here. This kick, it's up, and it is good. So the Skyhawks get themselves on the board for the first time today. The score, Eagles 31, Skyhawks 3. Reinhardt still in control. It's 31-3. The Skyhawks able to get themselves on the board. They were bolstered on that drive by a pair of pass interference penalties by Brighton Peters. Skyhawks now trailing by 4 possessions. This kick getting ready to be sent away. Tyrus McKee back deep to receive it for the Eagles. Kick is away. McKee's going to get it in the end zone. Tried to get a running start. He muffed it. McKee somehow finding his way out of the jam. Very nearly surrendered that one for the Eagles. Instead, he gets right up near the 20-yard line. McKee, an All-American standout player for this Reinhardt team, but he has had a history of some muffed punts, some muffed kicks in this season. Had a big one that came against Cumberland earlier this year.
Eagles from the 20-yard line.
He was able to fall back on top of this one. Reinhardt with the ball in possession at the 20-yard line. That is where they will begin this drive. Jaden Ponder coming in motion. The handoff is fake. Jackson was looking deep. He's going to pull it down and take it for himself before sliding. A lick was laid at the end of the run, and that's going to be a personal foul. Taylor Jackson tried to slide for safety. A late lick was laid by Selah Clemens. Clemens, the redshirt freshman linebacker, a bit too aggressive for the Skyhawks. The refs are going to have a conference about it. Likely want to see if the call on the field is targeting.
Personal foul, late. Number 30 in defense.
Call will just be a personal foul and a late hit against Clemens. So luckily for Point, Clemens will be able to remain in the game because targeting is an automatic ejection. Unluckily for the Skyhawks, it's a 15-yard penalty tacked on to the end of the run. So Reinhardt aided a Skyhawk drive with some penalties. Now the Skyhawks returning the favor with that 15-yarder.
That's sponsored by Nina's Pizza.
Right near 11 minutes remaining. Jackson dropping back once more. Flings one into Tyrese McKee. McKee now running backwards. McKee still on his feet. He's going to get brought down. Tyrese McKee was across the line to gain, tried to make an even bigger play happen for the Eagles. He was about a yard across the first down marker, jumped backwards a few yards. Now it's going to be 2nd down and 3. Again, you see the Eagles doing everything they can to get McKee involved in a variety of different ways. Already made his presence felt in the run game as well as the return game. Now Jaden Ponder with it. Ponder is going to get across the line to gain for the first down. And look at that Reinhardt offensive line pushing the pile forward.
On the carry, Jaden Ponder, 26.
Eagles led by Coach James Miller. Miller was a standout offensive lineman at Virginia Tech, so you know the point of emphasis for him is to build strong depth through the trenches. He coaches the offensive line at Reinhardt. You can see the sense of pride that those guys have in trying to lead this running game. Jackson dropping back for the Eagles. Jackson looking. Jackson throwing, man deep, a lot of bodies flying onto the ground. There is a flag right near the backfield. We'll see what the official call will be. Both fan bases calling for penalties going on different sides. We'll see what the official verdict will be here. Jaden Calhoun, the right tackle for the Eagles, was tangled up. We'll see what the call on the field will be. Holding will go against Jaden Calhoun. Number 9, Jaden Greer. Number 72, Jaden Calhoun were tangled up, and they're going to call that one against Calhoun.
First down.
So after the play, we had an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty going against the Point Skyhawks. We'll see if we get some yards marked back here. Eagles lost 10 after the holding.
First and 20 for the Eagles.
Now we have some chain crew miscommunication happening here. We're trying to get everything sorted out. Should have been a 10-yard penalty for the Eagles. It looks like they're marking it 1st and 25. So did the personal foul go against Reinhardt? Again, still waiting for official confirmation here. Refs doing everything they can to try to get this one corrected. Still some confusion going on. Looks like we may have gotten it right here. It's going to be 1st and 20. The Reinhardt Eagles now way behind the sticks after that holding from Jaden Calhoun. Colbert joining Jackson in the backfield. It will be Ja Colbert on the carry. He's going to get brought down by Ethan Benz. And you see Caleb Wade and Jordan Gant getting tangled up there, and now we're seeing the side of the rivalry that we see often when these two teams do battle. Some extracurricular activities happening on both sides. Refs are going to do everything they can to try to control things. They don't want to let things spiral out of control here. It's going to be 2nd and very long for the Eagles, 2nd and about 18. Braden Bohannon now in at quarterback, joined in the backfield by both Walker and Colbert. Fake handoff. Bohannon has room. Bohannon keeps it for himself. Gets brought down at the 35-yard line. Bohannon ran that read option to perfection. The entire defense thought that Jamarion Walker had it. Instead, Bohannon creates a 3rd and short for this Eagle offense. 8 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in the first half. Reinhardt, they will shuffle through a few different signal callers. Bohannon, the 2nd man to take snaps at quarterback so far in this one. Handoff goes to Colbert, but Colbert can't find any running room. Colbert gets brought down by Jaden Greer. It's going to be 4th down and short for the Eagles. So Jackson will re-enter. Ja Colbert looks to be holding his shoulder. He will exit. Jamarion Walker back in for the Eagles. Jamarion Walker in. Saw Reinhardt back-to-back plays going with Braden Bohannon at quarterback. You'll also see Ethan Rice take some snaps at quarterback for them as well. But now the shoulders on Jackson. 4th and short, empty set. Jackson dropping back, looking for a man, but the ball is thrown into the dirt. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. The Skyhawks retain possession. Jackson was looking for somebody right near the sticks. Nobody in the area. It's going to be a turnover on downs for this Reinhardt offense. Hasn't been a ton of empty possessions in this game for the Eagles. Point hoping to use this as a sort of a springboard, a launching pad of sorts, trying to get themselves going.
Points ball 1st and 10 from the 35.
Offensively, they had a drive that was helped by over 25 yards worth of penalties. A pair of pass interference penalties from Brighton Peters. Now in a situation here where the Skyhawks are trying to draw even closer. Wiley dropping back to pass. Again, the Eagles applying pressure. Wiley lofting one near the out-of-bounds line. It goes incomplete. Wiley threw one right near the sideline, just trying everything he can to get away. Then Quavius Cummings and Emmanuel O'Lighton both applying pressure. That Reinhardt defensive line, again this year, started off slowly, but as this season has continued, they have begun to round into form. Many different guys stepping up in a variety of different roles. Dan Quavius Cummings, a freshman defensive lineman, making his mark for the Eagles this season. Handoff for the Skyhawks. That was number 23, TJ Howell, a gain of about 2. It's going to bring up 3rd down and long. 3rd and around 7 for the Skyhawks.
3rd and 7.
Again, Wiley trying to find some type of momentum through the air. Howell will remain in the game and in the backfield for the Skyhawks. Man coming in motion. It's Messiah Wilson. Again, that Eagle defensive line in the backfield applying pressure. The ball is lofted. It will fall incomplete. Nathaniel Sanford was all over Wiley, but we're going to get a flag near the 50-yard line.
Flag on the play.
Flag on the play here. We will see what the call will be.
Personal foul, targeting, defense.
We will get a targeting violation called, and customary at all levels in college football, targeting is an automatic review. Eagles on the verge of losing a defender. We will see what the call on the field will be after this quick review from the referees.
Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Buffalo's Cafe for the football season.
Welcome back to NAI football here live on SCSN. The Reinhardt Eagles in total control. It's 31-3. But there may be a big break coming up for the Point Skyhawks. They call targeting against number 37, Jamari Benjamin. If the call on the field is confirmed, Benjamin will be ejected from this game. Benjamin, one of those young Reinhardt defenders that's been making a name for himself over the course of this season. Stands at around 6'2", 6'3", plays that sort of nickelback role for the Eagles. The ruling on the field has been upheld, and that will be the end of Jamari Benjamin's day. So Benjamin has been ejected from this game. Again, one of those young defenders that has been doing a nice job of making a name for himself for this Reinhardt defense. Plays in that nickelback role. That will be a major loss for Reinhardt in this game. Skyhawks hoping to take advantage. A heavy package for the Skyhawks here. Handoff goes to Trayvon Copeland. Copeland with some room. He gets brought down by Braylon Jones. We saw there a bit of a flop there from Riley McLeod, the offensive lineman of the Point Skyhawks. Again, the extracurricular activities starting to ramp up. This series between Reinhardt and Point has become a bit of a rivalry over the years. Two teams so close in proximity. Again, heavy package remains in the game for the Skyhawks. Running to the left side, a tremendous tackle by Kamari Poindexter. Kamari Poindexter was all over that one. And now a man is down on the field. That is Javen Hickman, who came in at quarterback in that heavy package. Took a huge hit from Kamari Poindexter. So he's going to get checked out here. We're going to take a quick breather.
You don't have to wear a uniform for service or sacrifice. Every day, ordinary Americans perform extraordinary acts of courage and selflessness.
Welcome back to Ken White Field here in Waleska, Georgia. The Reinhardt Eagles in total control. Not something that Point Skyhawk fans want to see there. That's number 19, Javen Hickman, being helped off the field. He took a huge hit from number 52, Kamari Poindexter. Was slow to get up after that one. Now being assisted off the field. This Reinhardt defense, they've laid a few vicious hits in this game. We saw one from Adam Mwimba, one from Brighton Peters. This time, Kamari Poindexter, the culprit for the Eagle defense. Point tried to go with a different look at the start of this drive, at the start of this series. They went with a heavy package. Now back to their normal offensive look. It's 3rd and long for the Skyhawks. Wiley back in the game and quarterback for Point after being off the field for 2 consecutive plays. Wiley's going to drop back to pass. And that Eagle defense again applying pressure.
Incomplete pass.
Darren McKenzie, number 96, all over Wiley. He was in Wiley's face almost immediately at the snap.
Pass broken up by number 33, Jamari Major.
Darren McKenzie, a very skilled interior pass rusher for this Reinhardt defense. Native of Loganville, Georgia, formerly from Grayson High School. He's a state champion from Grayson as well.
John McGee back, return.
He's done a nice job in this game, and this entire defensive line has done a nice job of generating very consistent pressure against Samir Wiley. So Point's going to be forced to punt it away. We're going to get a fake punt here for the Skyhawks, trying to go with a Philly special of sorts. Messiah Wilson trying to throw it. Nobody home. Point went with the fake punt. Ethan Benz flicked it to Messiah Wilson. Wilson was just trying to not get brought down by Emmanuel O'Lighton. Turnover on downs from the Point Skyhawks. Skyhawks pulling out all the stops, but Reinhardt very locked in this one. A very impressive start to the game for the Eagles. Over the years, Point and Reinhardt, these games are generally pretty close in the early stages, especially in the first half. Reinhardt has jumped out to a dominant lead in this one. Quick pass to Cedric Colors. Colors looking deep on the pass. Jordan Gant. Did he come down with it? Yes, he did. Jordan Gant coming down with the 50-50 ball from the pass from Cedric Colors. Trick play from the Reinhardt Eagles, and Jordan Gant wrestling it away. Reinhardt in business and now in the red zone. That was a great play call from Reinhardt's offensive coordinator, Tyler Hennis. Cedric Colors perfectly executing that one. Taylor Jackson's now going to run it up the gut. Jackson still on his feet. Jackson still moving.
Taylor Jackson.
Taylor Jackson has ran the ball very effectively for this Reinhardt offense over the course of this year. Eagles back up to the line quickly.
4-yard line.
Handoff going to Colbert. Colbert can't find any space. He's going to get brought down by a host of Skyhawks. That was a terrific play call there, but Jordan Gant still had to make a play. He climbed the top floor and was able to come away with the football. Touchdown Reinhardt. Taylor Jackson in the end zone, and the Eagles remain dominant here at Ken White Field. It is all Reinhardt right now. They are just pouring it on against the Skyhawks. Everything working for this Eagle offense. Meanwhile, the Eagle defense in control as well. A dominant performance from the #1 team in the AAC. Kick is up. The kick is good.
Extra point is good by Alex Henson.
38-3. Point reeling.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website.
Reinhardt has been dominant here in Waleska. The score, 38-3. Eagles in total control against the Point Skyhawks. This Reinhardt football team has really begun to round into form as this season reaches its conclusion now in the month of November. Eagles' last 2 games are against numbers 2 and 3 in the AAC. This is number 3 in Point. Next week, Reinhardt will have a rematch against the U-Pike Bears, a very anticipated rematch. Of course, last season, Reinhardt and U-Pike, that game decided the AAC. Reinhardt fell short against the U-Pike Bears. They were ahead 7-0 for nearly the entirety of the first half. U-Pike went on a long, scoreless drought before finding a way to get into the end zone right near halftime, and then from there, it was all U-Pike. The Bears came away with a 47-21 victory against Reinhardt last season. This year, Reinhardt looks like a different team, a more complete team, and they look to be soaring right into that rematch against the AAC's playoff representative from 2024. Meanwhile, the Point Skyhawks just trying to get themselves off the mat here, starting this drive at the 22. The handoff, finding some space is going to be TJ Howell. He gets brought down. Skyhawks trying to get up to the line quickly. 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. Things have gone from bad to worse for this Skyhawk team. Not much going for them offensively. Samir Wiley's had some guys open, just has not been able to connect with them. That Reinhardt defensive line also applying a terrific amount of pressure. Again, the handoff to Howell. Howell's going to get brought down. That's Markel Sutton and Adam Mwimba in on the stop, but not before Howell reaches the line to gain.
Good for first down.
Just under 3 minutes remaining. Skyhawks trying to run the 2-minute drill, see if they can find a way to put some more points on the board, add to their total.
Good for first down. At the 33-yard line.
Wiley all alone in the backfield. Empty formation here. Wiley's going to drop back. He throws it, has a man open, and that's a nice downfield shot to Brandon Washington. We haven't seen a ton of that from this Point offense. Washington was able to find some space near the sideline, and he makes the grab.
For another first down. At the Eagles.
First down and 10. Again, empty formation. Wiley dropping back. Again, looking for Washington. He has him, but it's out of bounds. Just a bit too far near the sideline. And this time, Brighton Peters winning the battle. That's been a nice battle all game long. Brighton Peters and Brandon Washington, they've been going back and forth, a pair of number 3s. Washington was able to beat Peters on that first play. This one, Peters wins. Quiet game from QT Teasley. Has not made a ton of noise at that slot receiver position for the Skyhawks. Wiley also trying to find some type of momentum. That was a nice hit by number 20, Gabe Helton. but TJ Howell was able to keep his hands on it for the first down. Unfortunately, he took the brunt end of that contact. Howell slow to get up, trying to get back up to his feet. Gabe Helton laid a lick on Howell right in the middle of the field. Those are very tough passes to catch if you're a receiver, but much to Howell's credit, he was able to come down with it. He's on his feet trying to be helped off the field now, and he's now going to work his way to the sideline. So TJ Howell heroically putting his body on the line for his Skyhawk football team, came down with the first down reception. And now we'll get a flag on the point sideline. We'll see what this flag will be. QT Teasley over there near the referee. Wonder if there was something that the ref heard that he did not want to hear. Also, the point coaches around the referees as well. Those flags always kind of difficult to monitor and see what happened.
Timeout warning. The second one on point, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
We'll get a sideline warning against the Point Skyhawks. It'll be a loss of 5 yards. It's their second sideline warning, so it will be a loss of yardage.
On the 33-yard line.
1st and 15 for a Point offense that struggled in this game. They cannot give away free yards. Wiley once again all alone. O'Lighton got into the backfield. Deloney finishes the job. Emmanuel O'Lighton with the initial pressure, and Damian Deuce Deloney on the sack. Another man on the ground. This time it's Emmanuel O'Lighton of the Reinhardt Eagles. O'Lighton is in a ton of pain down there right as we hit the 2-minute warning. Trainers are going to check on O'Lighton. We're going to take a break. At the 2-minute warning, Eagles ahead, 38-3. Back here in Waleska, Georgia, live from Ken White Field, NAIA football on SCSN. Reinhardt Eagles in total control against the Point Skyhawks. Emmanuel O'Lighton was just helped off the field for this Reinhardt Eagle defense. Was able to walk away under his own power. He's getting checked on the sideline for Reinhardt. If you're just now joining us, Damian Deloney for the Reinhardt Eagles came away with the sack. It's now 2nd down and about 16 for this Point offense. Samir Wiley in the backfield with Trayvon Copeland. Handoff will go to Copeland. Copeland up the middle, has room before getting tackled to the ground. Copeland with a burst of speed before getting brought down by Markel Sutton. Point now at the 13-yard line. They're getting to the field fast, getting right back up to the line. That quick snap may be a bit too quick. We'll see what a call will be. No, it's going to be a timeout. Reinhardt calling the timeout. Trayvon Copeland hit a burst of speed going right up the middle. That was a hole the size of a Ford pickup truck. Great job by that Point offensive line led by returning all-conference members Riley McLeod and Sammy Williams.
Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Buffalo's Cafe for the football season.
We didn't come to fix Marco.
Point Skyhawk offense in business. They are in the red zone, courtesy of that run from Trayvon Copeland. Copeland still in the game for the Skyhawks. Samir Wiley in the backfield at quarterback. Wiley's going to drop back to pass. He's under pressure and brought down. The sack from Markel Sutton. Markel Sutton with the stop.
Number 2.
Sutton, the native of Atlanta, Georgia, coming up with a big-time stop. Markel Sutton missed most of last season with a lower leg injury. But this year, he has been a very consistent member of this Reinhardt defense. So Point, second and very long after the quarterback sack. 1 minute remaining in the first half. Emmanuel Olighton was around Wiley, unable to bring him down, but forcing the incomplete pass. Emmanuel Olighton almost had his 10th sack of the year. Wiley was just able to get that one out of his hands. 56 seconds remaining. After the run from Trayvon Copeland, Point thought that they were going to have a drive that could get them some more points on the board. Markel Sutton's quarterback sack may have knocked them out of field goal range. Third and very long. Third and about 25 for the Point Skyhawks. They'd have to get the ball all the way to the 4-yard line. That is the line to gain. That is what they need to do in order to move the chains. We're going to get a delay of game here from the Point Skyhawks. Taking a bit too long to run that play. Another unforced error. When you get a penalty like that, you just know that things are not going your way.
27 from the 30-yard line.
It has not been a great game thus far for this Point offense. Trying to change the narrative here on this drive, but now a field goal would be considerably more difficult here. Now at the 30-yard line, this would be a 47-yard try. Third down and 30. Wiley dropping back to pass. QT Teasley, ball going through his hands. Now brings up fourth down and very long, and Point's leaving that offense on the field. You feel like at this point they really have no chance. Now they're going to bring in the field goal kicker, see if they can get a big-time field goal here. It's going to be a 47-yard try. The kicker, number 1, Harold Maloof, already has a field goal in this one. He's 1 for 1. That first one came from within 40 yards, so this would be a huge try here from Maloof, would be a career long for him. Maloof, the native of Balua, Alabama, trying to get the Skyhawks back on the board, and the Eagles moving a bit too quickly on the line of scrimmage. It's going to be offsides on number 1, Emmanuel Olighton, waiting on official word from the referees.
Offside. Defensive contact for 88. Flag penalty, still 4th down.
So the call will go against number 88, Nathaniel Sanford. 53 seconds remaining. So a 47-yard try now becomes a 42-yard try. A bit easier from Maloof, but definitely not an easy try. And we're going to get a timeout from the Point Skyhawks now. They're going to take some time to talk about it and discuss things. It has been all Reinhardt so far in this one, 38-3. The Eagles in total control. A game that has not been kind to Point on both sides of the football. Reinhardt's offense getting pretty much anything that they want through the air, on the ground, making plays. Ty Jones had a very nice touchdown earlier in this one. Yet another strong game from Ja Colbert. Taylor Jackson also making his presence felt with a pair of touchdowns, one through the air, one on the ground. Getting set to resume play here. Harold Maloof is going to try to get the Skyhawks back on the board. That would be an answered prayer for Point. This is going to be a long field goal attempt, and now it appears that Point has changed their mind. Maloof will remain on the sideline. Samir Wiley and this Skyhawk offense back on the field. At this point in the game, Point pretty much agreeing that a field goal doesn't give you much, and now it seems that Reinhardt was not prepared for Point's offense to come onto the field. They're going to call timeout. So some gamesmanship happening between these two coaching staffs. Reinhardt calling timeout. You would think that they're going to come out with their normal defense just in case Point tries to go for it on this fourth down. It's fourth and very long, and fourth and around 25. Point has to get the ball just across the 5-yard line to around the 4 in order to convert this fourth down. For a team in the Skyhawks that have struggled through the air thus far, Samir Wiley, he's 4 of 17 for 44 yards in this one. This would be a big-time conversion for him and this Skyhawk offense. Fourth down. Man coming in motion. Wiley dropping back. Only 3 rushers. Wiley has time. Shovels it into the end zone. Intercepted by Brighton Peters. And Peters is trying to take it the other way. Brighton Peters still on his feet. Brighton Peters down the sideline. Peters at the 35 gets driven out around the 33. Brighton Peters with the interception.
Brighton Peters and a run back.
Brighton Peters with the pick for this Reinhardt defense. That interception puts Reinhardt firmly into Skyhawk territory. It's 38-3, but the Eagles have a chance to do even more damage to the scoreboard.
First and 10 for the Eagles.
Brighton Peters, one of the leaders of this Eagle defense, stepping up for Reinhardt. Now Taylor Jackson leads the Eagles back on the field. 36 seconds remaining. Jackson's going to drop back to pass. Trying to find some room. He slips in the backfield. He's going to get brought down. Sack will likely be attributed to number 13, Ethan Benz. Eagles trying to get back onto the ball as quick as possible. 4 receivers on the field. Jackson once again dropping back to pass. Swing pass to Colbert. Colbert wisely running out of bounds to preserve time.
Force out of bounds for number 7, Caleb Wade. Point.
15 seconds remaining. Ball at the 36-yard line.
6-yard line.
It's third down and 11. You would assume Reinhardt would try to get something going downfield here in this situation. 4 receivers on the field, 3 to the left. It's Gant, Rice, and McKee. Xavier Brantley alone and isolated on the right side. Jackson dropping back once more. Looking, has Tyrese McKee down the field. He gets brought down at the 15-yard line. Eagles trying to clock it, trying to get him to the line.
And that's good for a needed speed to first down.
The clock has started, and Jackson downs it. 6 seconds remaining. We'll see what Reinhardt will do here. Will they bring out Alex Hansen for the field goal? They will do exactly that. So Alex Hansen already with 1 field goal in this one, trying to go 2 for 2. Jackson with a nice strike to Tyrus McKee. Tyrus McKee has made a ton of plays for this Reinhardt offense in this one. Started the game with a great kickoff return, and he has been a consistent fixture throughout. The snap, the kick is up, and it is good. Alex Hansen remains perfect. Eagles tack on 3 more. The score is 41-3. Reinhardt, again, in total control. The Point Skyhawks absolutely reeling. Point had a chance to get themselves on the board. They opted to go for it on 4th down instead of trusting the right leg of Harold Maloof. Samir Wiley threw a pick to Brighton Peters. Peters then turned into an offensive player, getting Reinhardt all the way down in the Skyhawk territory. Eagles taking advantage and adding more points to their total. Reinhardt making a statement here against an Appalachian Athletic Conference contender in the Point Skyhawks. Again, Reinhardt will have a rematch against the U-Pike Bears, the only team to knock off Reinhardt in conference play 1 year ago. U-Pike represents Reinhardt's only conference loss over the course of the last 8 seasons. So a much anticipated matchup coming up next week between the Eagles and the Bears. But Reinhardt still trying to take care of business against the Skyhawks here today. 1 second remaining. Hansen getting ready to send this one away. It's going to be a high kick. It will be fair, caught around the 36-yard line.
Your score of the half. Ken White Stadium. Your Eagles of Reinhardt, 41. And your Skyhawks of Point 3.
For the kicking team. 5 yards.
Call is going to be offsides against the kicking team, so Point's going to get a chance. The clock is going to be reset to 2 seconds. Skyhawks are going to get 1 play here at the end of the first half.
We have 2 seconds.
Right now, it is all Reinhardt in this one. I don't know why he started running. So Point's offense back on the field, or maybe they opt for a re-kick. We'll see what the official decision will be here. So yes, the Skyhawk offense will come onto the field at around the 40-yard line. It's all Reinhardt in this one, 41-3. Point will have 1 chance to get something on the board here at the end of the first half. This one has not been very kind to the Skyhawks. Offensively, it's been a struggle for them. Samir Wiley, their quarterback, now 4 of 18 for 44 yards. They've had some success running the football. Trayvon Copeland, 61 yards on the ground. TJ Howell with 18. But right now, trailing by 38 points, they have to see if they can get something going through the air. New quarterback in the game for the Skyhawks. That quarterback getting ready to drop back. Number 12, David Hines, throws it deep. Very nearly intercepted by Carter Hicks. Instead, it falls down on the ground, and that is how we will end the first half. It is all Reinhardt, the Eagles making a statement and trying to remain atop the AAC. Eagles 41, Skyhawks 3.
Some might ask, what's the hurry? But if it's the difference between getting McDonald's breakfast and settling for a Big Mac, Well, run like the wind. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
It's like that. Got it, but stays fair. Everybody feel it, come around with the rhythm, it's a sound. Everybody get down when we bring it to you. It's like that.
You don't have to wear a uniform for service or sacrifice. Every day, ordinary Americans perform extraordinary acts of courage and selfless service. Please join us in recognizing citizen heroes who have made a difference in the lives of others through their acts of courage and selfless service in communities across America. Nominate a citizen hero today at themedalofhonor.com.
Welcome back to Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas. Tony, what do you think?
Quincy, it's 2 a.m. You have school tomorrow. Get some rest.
See you tomorrow, Saquon.
You got it, Quessy.
His name is Quincy. The crowd goes wild.
Hey, Quincy.
Quincy! Your son's fantasies are going to destroy my house. Spin move! Quincy, take the snap! Hike! Here comes Fred Warner! I'm open! He's got Jefferson! Alright!
Hit the gritty?
Nah, hit the Quincy!
Where is that boy going?
Nobody was little number. Oh no!
Bring it, little man!
Cam Jordan!
I'll see you tomorrow, Quincy!
Quincy's in trouble!
I got you!
He pitches into Saquon! No! My ball!
That's on you, bro. Besides, I'm not even real.
Is this your ball? What's your name?
Quincy.
Quincy. I'm OC. I know that look. I know that dream. I had the same one. See, Quincy, doesn't have to be a dream anymore. Doesn't matter where you're born, as long as you're born to play.
Just making sure you were real.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
Mental health plays a massive role in professional soccer and in sports in general. We're all here to support each other. We're all here to help each other, and you never know what somebody is going through, whether it's on the field or off the field. For me, mental health plays a huge role when it comes to goalkeeping because a lot of times the game is not near me and not near the goalkeeper, and it's important that I stay calm and stay ready and stay connected to the team even when the play is not by me.
Once upon a time, there was a girl with golden locks. You know what? Maybe it was like a rugged, woodsy dude. Yeah. The beds were too hard, the chairs were too soft, the porridge was too... This Goldilocks wanted something tastier.
Those look just right.
First, he drove the Ram 2500 Rebel to pick up some dinner. Some really big dinner.
Tastes like chicken.
Next, he took the Ram Charger deep into the woods to flex his artistic muscles.
That was the village tree.
Then, completely abandoning the narrative, he fired up the Ram RHO for a little joyride. Time to jump a volcano. This is my story. But yeah, the bears were there. And they all lived happily ever after. Sorta.
Our South Carolina story is told through love. We always felt the need to take a moment for ourselves, and the ocean has always drawn us closer. Charleston was such a romantic destination, with its ancient oaks and beautiful walking paths through town. But we love hiking too, and Greenville gave us a perfect view. This is our South Carolina story. What's yours?
What's in the bag? A barbecue bacon QPC from McDonald's.
Oh, you mean the injury special? I'll play you for it. I've been waiting for you, OG. And if I win, McDonald's on me.
Oh, you know my game, right?
Oh, yeah, I know.
Let him know.
Yeah.
Oye, vámonos. Let's get it.
I got something for you, Aaliyah.
All right, let me see it. Let me see it.
All right. Yo, Stewie, winner takes the bag. You know that meal is already mine.
Golly. Right here with you. Right here with you.
I see y'all.
What's that?
Big Mama?
Made mine a double QPC, but a double queen.
All right. Now she blocked it. Sure.
It's a basket. It's a basket.
Ready?
Yup. Looks like we're gonna be here for a while.
Yeah, twin.
Nothing but net. Get the injury special at McDonald's. Cheers. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I'm worried about Mom.
Mom? She's fine. These the ones, right, Mom?
Yeah. Groundlings.
Sweet potatoes.
Daddy, it's salty.
Some things come with age.
And some don't. Early detection of Alzheimer's can lead to better care for your loved one. Learn the early warning signs at 10signs.org.
Some might ask, what's the hurry? But if it's the difference between getting McDonald's breakfast and settling for a Big Mac, well, run like the wind. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
It's like that. Got him, it stays fair. Everybody feel it, come around with the rhythm, it's a sound. Everybody get down when we bring it to you. It's like that.
You don't have to wear a uniform for service or sacrifice. Every day, ordinary Americans perform extraordinary acts of courage and selfless service. Please join us in recognizing citizen heroes who have made a difference in the lives of others through their acts of courage and selfless service in communities across America. Nominate a citizen hero today at themedalofhonor.com.
Welcome back to Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas. Tony, what do you think?
Quincy, it's 2 a.m. You have school tomorrow. Get some rest.
See you tomorrow, Saquon.
You got it, Quessy.
His name is Quincy. The crowd goes wild.
Hey, Quincy.
Quincy! Your son's fantasies are going to destroy my house.
Spin move. Quincy, take the snap. Hike. Here comes Fred Warner.
I'm open.
He's got Jefferson.
All right. You don't go make up for.
Get the gritty?
Nah, hit the Quincy.
What is that boy doing?
Nobody was little number.
Oh no!
Bring it, little man.
Cam Jordan!
I see them all, Quincy.
Quincy's in trouble!
I got you.
He pitches into Saquon! No! My ball!
That's on you, bro. Besides, I'm not even real.
Is this your ball? What's your name?
Quincy.
Quincy. I'm OC. I know that look. I know that dream. I had the same one. See, Quincy, doesn't have to be a dream anymore. Doesn't matter where you're born, as long as you're born to play.
Just making sure you were real.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
Mental health plays a massive role in professional soccer and in sports in general. We're all here to support each other. We're all here to help each other, and you never know what somebody is going through, whether it's on the field or off the field. For me, mental health plays a huge role when it comes to goalkeeping because a lot of times the game is not near me and not near the goalkeeper. And it's important that I stay calm and stay ready and stay connected to the team even when the play is not by me.
Once upon a time, there was a girl with golden locks. You know what? Maybe it was like a rugged, woodsy dude. Yeah. The beds were too hard, the chairs were too soft, the porridge was too... This Goldilocks wanted something tastier.
Those look just right.
First, he drove the Ram 2500 Rebel to pick up some dinner. Too hot! Pow! Some really big dinner.
Tastes like chicken.
Next, he took the Ram Charger deep into the woods to flex his artistic muscles.
That was the village tree.
Then, completely abandoning the narrative, he fired up the Ram RHO for a little joyride. Time to jump a volcano.
This is my story.
But yeah, the bears were there. And they all lived happily ever after. Sorta.
Our South Carolina story is told through love. We always felt the need to take a moment for ourselves, and the ocean has always drawn us closer. Charleston was such a romantic destination, with its ancient oaks and beautiful walking paths through town. But we love hiking too, and Greenville gave us a perfect view. This is our South Carolina story. What's yours?
A barbecue bacon QPC from McDonald's. Oh, you mean the injury special? I'll play you for it. I've been waiting for you, OG. And if I win, McDonald's on me. Oh, you know my game, right? Oh, yeah, I know. Let them know. Yeah. Oye, vámonos. Let's get it. I got something for you, Elise.
All right, let me see it. Let me see it.
Ooh.
Ah!
All right. Yo, Stewie, winner takes the bag. You know that meal is already mine. Golly. Right here with you. Right here with you.
I see y'all.
What's that?
Big Mama?
Made mine a double QPC, but a double queen.
All right. Now she blocked it. Sure.
The basket. It's the basket.
Ready? Yep. Looks like we're gonna be here for a while.
Yeah, twin.
Nothing but net. Get the injury special at McDonald's. Cheers. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm worried about Mom.
Mom? She's fine. These the ones, right, Mom?
Yeah. Groundlings.
Sweet potatoes.
Daddy, it's salty.
Some things come with age.
And some don't.
Early detection of Alzheimer's can lead to better care for your loved one. Learn the early warning signs at 10signs.org.
Some might ask, what's the hurry? But if it's the difference between getting McDonald's breakfast and settling for a Big Mac, well, run like the wind. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
It's like that. Got it, it stays fair. Everybody feel it, come around with the rhythm, it's a sound. Everybody get down when we give it to you. It's like that.
You don't have to wear a uniform for service or sacrifice. Every day, ordinary Americans perform extraordinary acts of courage and selfless service. Please join us in recognizing citizen heroes who have made a difference in the lives of others through their acts of courage and selfless service in communities across America. Nominate a citizen hero today at themedalofhonor.com.
Welcome back to Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas. Tony, what do you think?
Quincy, it's 2 a.m. You have school tomorrow. Get some rest.
See you tomorrow, Saquon.
You got it, Quessy.
His name is Quincy. The crowd goes wild.
Hey, Quincy.
Quincy, your son's fantasies are going to destroy my house.
Spin move. Quincy, take the snap. Hike. Here comes Fred Warner.
I'm open.
He's got Jefferson.
Hit the gritty?
Nah, hit the Quincy.
What is that boy doing? Nobody was little number.
Oh no!
Bring it, little man.
Cam Jordan.
I see you tomorrow, Quincy.
Quincy's in trouble.
I got you.
He pitches it to Saquon. No! My ball!
That's on you, bro. Besides, I'm not even real.
Is this your ball? What's your name?
Quincy.
Quincy. I'm OC. I know that look. I know that dream. I had the same one. See, Quincy, doesn't have to be a dream anymore. Doesn't matter where you're born, as long as you're born to play.
Just making sure you were real.
Welcome back to this presentation of NAIA Football live here on SCSN. It is all Reinhardt here at University Stadium at Ken White Field. 41-3. The #1 team in the Appalachian Athletic Conference is currently making a statement, folks. All Eagles thus far currently leading the way. Who else but number 5, Ja Colbert? 8 carries, 135 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Taylor Jackson also adding 5 carries with 21 yards and a score. He is 6 of 10 through the air with 88 yards and a touchdown. Total team effort on the ground for this Reinhardt football team. 211 yards rushing in just the first half. Tyrus McKee has made his presence felt in a variety of different ways. Had a nice long kickoff return to begin the game. Has 2 catches for 28 yards as well as a 4-yard carry. Defensively for the Eagles, plenty of guys flying around right now, being led by Markel Sutton. Markel Sutton with 4 tackles, 3 solo tackles, and a sack. Kamari Poindexter also with 3 total tackles. It's been a struggle thus far for the Point Skyhawks offensively. Number 4, Samir Wiley, the quarterback, 4 of 18, 44 yards passing. Hasn't been able to find a ton of consistency through the air. Point has had success on the ground. Number 8, Trayvon Copeland with 9 carries and 61 yards. TJ Howell, the second running back, 4 carries for 18 yards. So Point has found a little bit of success on the ground, but right now trailing by 38 points, they're going to need to try to find some consistency through the air if they're going to win this one. Game just has not gone their way up to this point. Again, all Reinhardt, 41-3. Point and Reinhardt, it has become a rivalry with these two teams separated by only 2 hours. Point hailing from West Point, Georgia. Hanson sends one away that bounces into the back of the end zone for a touchback. But Point hailing from West Point, Georgia, these two teams separated by only 2 hours. They are in-state rivals, Point and Reinhardt. These games are generally very hotly contested. Point plays very hard against this Reinhardt football team year in and year out. However, it just has not gone their way in this one. Eagles dominating against the Skyhawks as they're trying to find their way back into the postseason. Reinhardt made the postseason for 8 consecutive years before the streak was snapped last season. Reinhardt lost to U-Pike in their conference opener a season ago, and in spite of finishing 5-1 in conference play, in spite of clinching a share of the conference title, they just were not able to come away with another postseason berth due to that loss to U-Pike. Eagles play U-Pike next week.
First and 10 for Point at the 25.
Right now, Reinhardt trying to take care of business against the Skyhawks. Wiley remains in the game. It's going to be a jet sweep, but nothing doing. Sean Jones to the right side, but he gets brought down for a loss of 2. Again, the Skyhawks, they have some offensive talent. Sean Jones, QT, Teasley, Trayvon Copeland. Those guys just have not been able to do a ton of damage over the course of this game, and really over the course of this season, it's been a struggle for Point offensively. Now this struggling offense, a lot of pressure on them to get something on the board. Trailing by 38 points, you really need to score on nearly every single drive, but you got to get something up quickly if you're going to have a chance. Wiley throwing one near the sideline, and it falls incomplete. 3rd down and long. Last season, the score at halftime between Point and Reinhardt was 29-19. This season, a much different story between the Eagles and the Skyhawks. At the Eagle defensive line, they generated a ton of pressure on these 3rd downs. Samir Wiley has not been able to find much room to operate there in the pocket. He's had to escape that pocket on countless occasions. The 3 defensive linemen, O'Lighton, Deloney, and McKenzie trying to provide pressure. Screen pass, almost an interception for Damian Deloney, went through his hands. Deloney, the defensive end, already has an interception on the year. That would have been his 2nd. Instead, it goes incomplete. 4th down.
4th down, Point.
That's every big man's dream, to get a screen pass that you perfectly track and see that ball coming your way. Deloney, again, already has an interception on a screen pass. That one came against Florida Memorial, Reinhardt's season opener. Very nearly came away with his 2nd of the year. Point getting ready to punt this one away. The man getting ready to punt it for the Skyhawks, number 39, Matt Moses. He's been busy in this game. The punt is away. Ty Jones put pressure on it, almost took it off his feet. Tyrese McKee muffs it. The ball is on the ground. It's loose, and the Skyhawks are going to recover it. Tyrese McKee with his third muffed punt of the season. This one recovered by the Skyhawks deep into Reinhardt territory. Maybe just what the doctor ordered for point. And there is a man on the turf for the Skyhawks. We're going to await to see his status. That's number 7, Caleb Wade, the all-conference defensive back. Wade is going to work his way back to the sideline. Hopefully he's all right, and he'll get a chance to lick his wounds a little bit longer because this point offense will remain on the field. McKee's a tremendous player for this Reinhardt team. Very versatile offensive weapon, but he has had some trouble fielding some of those kicks and punts. That his third muffed kick of the year. This one sets up the Skyhawks deep into Eagle territory. Samir Wiley leading this Skyhawk offense, trying to get something, anything on the board. The handoff goes to Trayvon Copeland. Copeland trying to find space, runs into a brick wall of gold jerseys. Julian Stevenson, the linebacker, first to him.
Stop on 95, Kobe Cummings.
I was able to speak with Coach Miller earlier this year, and one thing that he lamented about his defensive line is he felt like early in the season he could not trust his team with a deep rotation, had some younger players that they were cycling through and trying to get ready. Now at this point in the year, they're going about 10 deep on that defensive line and every player making an impact. Wiley is going to keep it for himself. Wiley still on his feet, gets brought down near the line to gain. He's brought down at the 5. We'll bring up third down in inches.
Samir Wiley, okay.
And this is firmly the time that we see Trayvon Copeland make his mark. We've seen it time and time again.
3rd and 1.
We'll see what the official call will be. Trayvon Copeland in the game. He will accompany Wiley in the backfield. 12 minutes and 30 seconds remaining, and we see that line crouching down. Might be a tush-push situation here for point. No, it's going to be a handoff trying to escape out the back door, but nothing doing. The stop from Kish Wright. That offensive line crouched down, and Wiley got up under center. Looked like a tush-push situation. Instead, point trying to have a guy escape out the back door, but nothing doing. We'll bring up 4th and short.
Kish Wright on the stop.
Kish Wright making the stop for Reinhardt, brings up 4th down. Skyhawks in need of just 1 yard to move the sticks. Again, showing tush push. Will we see it this time? And some movement up front. Gold jerseys in the neutral zone, waiting on the official word, but this will likely be a first down for the Skyhawks. Waiting on the official call. We see the refs trying to take control of the situation on the line of scrimmage. Those O linemen and D linemen getting a bit tangled up.
Defense number 95 in contact.
The official call is going to be offsides on number 95, Danquavius Cummings. Automatic first down for point. It's going to be 1st and goal. This one gets them to around the 3-yard line. Point hoping to come away with points here, but hoping to come away with 6 instead of 3. They were down into a 1st and goal situation. That 1st and goal became a 2nd and very long. This time, they just want to punch this one in. Again, those linemen getting close together. Tush push here. Wiley trying to force his way forward. He gets maybe a yard.
Wiley. On the stop was 10, Julian Stevenson.
In need of 3 yards. That may have been a little bit too far to run the tush push and expect to get into the end zone, but point just trying to draw a little bit closer. The ball is placed around the 2-yard line, maybe. So hard to see, so close to the goal line. All those players crowding the football. Point, again, just trying to force their way into the end zone. Meanwhile, Reinhardt trying to take the wind out of their sails and keep them away from pay dirt. 2nd and goal for the Skyhawks incoming. An extra lineman in the game for Point as well. That lineman lining up at upback. Curtis Willis, the freshman from LaGrange, Georgia. Point trying to get into the end zone. Nothing doing once more. This Eagle defense making the Skyhawks work for every inch. Darren McKenzie on the stop. Now approaching 10 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. 3rd down and goal from the 2-yard line. Willis remains at upback, trying to find room. Again, nothing doing. Emmanuel O'Lighton on the stop. TJ Howell tried to scoot into the end zone, but Emmanuel O'Lighton was having none of it. 4th and goal for the Skyhawks.
Number 1, the Eagles.
You get to the goal line and you figure that we're just going to try to push our way into the end zone, but Point tried a few trickery plays down there in that goal-to-go situation. Nothing really going their way. They tried to go up the middle. They tried to go around them. Now, what is the call here? 4th and goal. They have been pushed back. It was initially 4th and goal from around the 2.5. It's now 4th and goal from the 4-yard line. Man coming in motion. The handoff to Copeland, and is he in? Ball is loose. What's the call on the field? They're going to say that Copeland was down at the half-yard line. That appears to be the call. Yes, Copeland was brought down. Kyvon Rivers first to him. Kyvon Rivers with the 4th down stop. Rivers, the alum of Colquitt County High School. He steps up and makes the play for this Reinhardt defense.
Eagles ball at the 1-yard line.
Kyvon Rivers, the alum of Colquitt County High School, stepping up in a major way. He was one of those young defensive linemen that Coach Miller was imploring to step up for his team early in the year. He comes up with a huge 4th down stop. Now Reinhardt will get the ball in the shadow of their own end zone. Hand off to Ja Colbert. Colbert just trying to get out of the shadow of his own end zone. Gets a few more yards, a gain of around 7. Brings up 2nd and 3. That was a chance for Point to add to their total. They only have 3 points in this game. They have not found much success offensively. Got all the way to a goal-to-go situation at about that 2.5-yard line. Ended up being 4th and goal from the 4. Copeland thought he had a chance to get into the end zone, but Kyvon Rivers stepped up and made the play when it mattered most. 2nd and short. Taylor Jackson now under center. Colbert in the backfield. The handoff goes to Colbert. Colbert is immediately met by some Navy jerseys. Caleb Wade first to him. Short gain there. It's going to bring up 3rd and short.
94, Josh White on the stop.
3rd down and about 1.
Also 13, Ethan Hearn. Pins. That's good for you.
And now they'll say that Colbert was able to move the chain. So a 1st down for Reinhardt. Eagles in total control, and this is where they can shorten the game by utilizing their effective ground and pound attack. Jackson keeps it for himself. No, the handoff to Brantley. Brantley a gain of 5 near the left side. 7 minutes remaining. Point came into this game playing some of their best football once the calendar turned to October. 3 of their last 4 games have been victories going their way. But they have just been dominated here at Ken White Field. Fake handoff. Jackson's going to keep it for himself. He gets brought down by Caleb Wade over there near the left sideline.
Quarterback keeper, Isaiah Jackson.
It'll be 3rd and around 5. Again, the Eagles, that rushing attack is so effective. Generally, when they get up big like this, they can just run the ball and lean on you. That veteran offensive line pushing those defensive linemen back. Their array of running backs and talented players, they just really start to wear you down as the game continues. Ethan Rice now in at quarterback for the Eagles. Rice runs to the right. Rice has the first down. He's still running and will get brought down around the 37-yard line. First down, Ethan Rice. We saw Ethan Rice split out wide at receiver for most of this game. I said earlier, he will take snaps at that quarterback spot. He was a quarterback when he first came to Reinhardt. There, takes a snap at quarterback, a direct snap, goes to the right side and picks up the first down, running behind big number 72, Jaden Calhoun. Hand off to Colbert, and Colbert's going to get wrestled down immediately. Tackle made by number 10, Omarion Bryce. Now 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter, 20 minutes remaining in this game. Eagles again just trying to salt it away. Time running out for the Skyhawks to get themselves back into it. Defensively, it's just been such a struggle. They have not been able to stop this team on the ground. That has opened up the air attack. Taylor Jackson's been able to take advantage on a few occasions. Jackson's dropping back to pass here. Looking, pulls it down, keeps it for himself, running, has the first down, a stiff arm, and Taylor Jackson driven out of bounds by Sean Jones.
Taylor Jackson, good play. This piece of first down.
4 minutes, 33 seconds remaining. The clock stops, and it will now resume because Jackson was driven out of bounds. Very smart play by Jackson, not forcing anything downfield, picking up the first down, and the clock will continue to roll. Jamarion Walker now in the backfield. Walker was beside Jackson, now moves behind Jackson. Rolling out, Jackson to his left, the throw to Jordan Gant. Gant trying to start and stop and gets out of bounds.
Pass reception complete.
Another first down for the Eagles. Jordan Gant caught a deep pass on a 50-50 ball that came from Cedric Cullors on a trick play. Cedric Cullors throwing it deep, and Gant came down with it. That play there, Gant's second reception of the day. Empty set here. Xavier Walker at the up back spot. And some early movement here. We'll see what the call will be. It looked like Walker may have gotten a head start for Reinhardt. We'll see what the official ruling will be. Eagles are pointing at the point Skyhawks, saying that they're simulating the snap count. We'll see what the verdict will be here. And it will be a call against the point defensive line. So the referees did hear them imitate the snap count. That drew the Eagles off. Will be a loss of 5 for the Skyhawk defense. Will bring up 1st and 5 for the Eagle offense. Still empty set here. Walker remains at the up back spot. Quick pass to Brantley just outside his grasp.
Brantley.
3 minutes, 24 seconds remaining. A nice long drive for this Reinhardt offense. Around 6 minutes here on this drive. Trying to salt away another impressive conference victory. Cam Curtis coming in motion. Colbert now has it on the right side, running, trying to find room. Colbert near the line to gain. Did he get there? It appears he did. First down for John Colbert.
44 on the stop. Yeah,
Colbert's been dominant all season long for the Reinhardt Eagles, coming up on what would be his second 1,000-yard season.
First and 10 from the 27.
The type of year that he's had, you wonder if he'll get some All-American buzz, some All-American recognition here in the NAIA. Guy who's just gotten better and better over the course of his time. Braden Bohannon in at quarterback, fake the toss, gets brought down after another first down.
Taylor Jackson.
2 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. That clock continues to tick and tick and tick. This Reinhardt running game leaning on the Point Skyhawks. Taylor Jackson now back in the game at quarterback. Colbert in the backfield alongside him. Jackson's going to drop back to pass, throwing it up. Xavier Brantley climbing the ladder. Touchdown, a head top for Brantley.
Touchdown, Eagles. On the reception, Xavier Brantley.
Xavier Brantley, that Jackson to Brantley connection once again coming through for Reinhardt. It's now 47-3. Two minutes, 9 seconds remaining. All Reinhardt. A dominant performance for the Eagles.
Play. Unsportsmanlike conduct for 23. That's his first of the game. Being forced on the kickoff.
Unsportsmanlike conduct call after that one, probably due to the celebration, but nonetheless, points remain on the board, and Xavier Brantley, a head top there in the back of the end zone, making a play for this Eagle offense. Taylor Jackson, his second touchdown of the day. Second touchdown through the air, rather. His third overall touchdown of the day. Hansen back on the field for the extra point. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is good. Now 48-3. Eagles remain dominant. Welcome back to Ken White Field at University Stadium, live in Waleska, Georgia. This is NAIA football here on SCSN. It's all Reinhardt against the Point Skyhawks, these two AAC rivals, but this game has not been close at all. It has been all Reinhardt. 48-3, dominant performance here against the Point Skyhawks. It was around that turn into mid-October and deep into November where Reinhardt began to find their stride in 2024. It appears that history is repeating itself here in 2025. This return, guys surrounding him, he's still on his feet. That's number 3, Brandon Washington. He fights his way across the 45 to the 46. 1 minute, 56 seconds remaining. Again, the Point Skyhawks, they have not been able to find much consistency offensively. Defensively, they have been unable to slow down this potent Reinhardt running game. As the game has gone on, Taylor Jackson has made his presence felt through the air. He's been able to find a pair of receivers, Ty Jones and Xavier Brantley, for some passes. And now we're at the point of the game where if you're the Reinhardt Eagles, you're going to shuffle through a few of your players and showcase some of your depth, get some of your younger players involved. Meanwhile, if you're the Point Skyhawks, you want to see if you can build on anything, see if you can find some type of momentum swinging play to maybe not give you a chance to win this one, but see if you can use it as fuel for the next game. Handoff goes to the running back, Howell. He gets brought down. Number 95, Danquavius Cummings, in on the stop. Also number 42, Jacorian Greer.
Number 95, Danquavius Cummings on the tackle. Pick up a 1 second and 9.
New quarterback in the game for the Point Skyhawks. Number 12, David Hines, the senior from Graham, North Carolina. Hines is going to drop back to throw. Has a man, but just a bit too far. We will get a late flag here. Interesting to see what the call will be. Likely a holding on number 41, Zach Hurt. Hurt had a fumble recovery earlier in this game. That fumble recovery helped Reinhardt break the game open in the first quarter. This time, he will be called for pass interference. It's going to be an automatic first down. Point's best drives in this game have been helped by some penalties from the Reinhardt defense. Outside of that, it has been tough sledding for the Skyhawks all day long. And you can't help but feel like if you're Point, you were moving steps forward last season. You beat U-Pike, a team that represented the AAC in the playoffs a year ago. You had a very competitive game against Reinhardt, a game that you lose 36-26. As this pass goes, there's QT Teasley making a play. But they were right in the thick of the AAC race right up until the final weekend of the season. They fell to Bluefield on the road 18-16, so they were not able to clinch a share of the conference title. But they finished third behind Reinhardt and U-Pike. The arrow seemed to be pointed up for the Point Skyhawks. This season, they came into the year with some high expectations, led by Cortez Thomas, QT Teasley, Sean Jones. They have been able to dominate some of the other opponents in the conference, but their 2 losses this year in AAC play will likely come against the 2 teams that will finish 1 and 2 in Reinhardt and U-Pike. They went down to U-Pike and couldn't come away with the win. They were dominated in that one, 62-10. This one has been much of the same, now down 48-3 against the Eagles. Another handoff and a short game for the Skyhawks as we approach the end of the third quarter. It has been all Reinhardt. Eagles putting the finishing touches together, getting ready to pick up their 6th win of the year. Eagles in control.
Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Buffalo's Cafe for the football season.
We didn't come to fix Marco's brakes because it was convenient or fast. We did it because Marco has bigger fish to fry and a lot of hungry people to feed. Kraus Family Ford. Passion drives purpose.
(48-3), Reinhardt in control. Point into Reinhardt territory, though, trying to get something on the board. Samir Wiley has taken quarterback snaps for most of this game. Now David Hines in at quarterback. Skyhawks just trying to get something on the board. Eagles just playing out the string. Trayvon Copeland, TJ Howell in the backfield with Hines. Howell will get out. That pass to nobody. No one home.
The intended receiver, number 3, Brandon Washington.
Pass was intended for Brandon Washington, but that was way away from him.
7 on the 30-yard line. Third down.
Third down and 7 for the Skyhawks.
Correction, 4th down.
Now it's going to be 4th down and 7 rather. Point there, 2 losses again. NAAC play will likely come against 1 and 2 in the conference, but not very close in either of those matchups. That pass, what a catch made for the Point Skyhawks. It's a touchdown, Brandon Washington. Brandon Washington somehow, some way came down with it. David Hines threw it deep and he was hit as he threw. It looks like him being hit as he threw took some air off of that one, allowed Washington to come back to the ball. He makes the play and scores the touchdown for the Skyhawks. Score is 48-9. Point going for an extra point here. Harold Maloof back on the field. We'll have a late arriving member of the field goal team for the Point Skyhawks. The kick is up and it is good. So Maloof tacks on one more. Point getting into double digits. Eagles still up big.
Kingston Rivers back deep. 80.
Maloof getting ready to send this one deep. The kick is off. New return man, number 80, Kingston Rivers, is going to take it out. Rivers will get brought down. That's about 5 Navy jerseys surrounding him. Stayed on his feet and worked his way up to the 23-yard line.
Kingston Rivers, number 80 on the return.
So a 48-10 lead right now for the Eagles. And again, you thought that Reinhardt would go to some different looks offensively, try to get some guys some reps, and that's exactly what will happen here. So we have likely seen the last of the likes of Taylor Jackson and John Colbert and Jamarion Walker. Now in at quarterback for the Eagles, number 14, Case Kinnaman.
Case Kinnaman at quarterback.
So Case Kinnaman will get a chance to lead this Reinhardt offense onto the field. Isaiah Payton with it. He gets a gain of about 2. Isaiah Payton is somebody that head coach James Miller of the Reinhardt Eagles, as well as running back coach of the Eagles, Willie McLeod, have definitely given a lot of plaudits for how he performed during fall camp for the Eagles. And he's just a freshman playing behind a pair of all-conference running backs in Colbert and Walker. But Coach Miller and Coach McLeod both feel like Isaiah Payton will be a very important piece to this offense for years to come.
Dayton Greer, number 9 on the tackle.
You also were able to see Ty Jones, another freshman, come in and make a play for this Eagle offense. Ty Jones also had a touchdown in Reinhardt's narrow loss to Lindsey Wilson earlier this year. Jamari Benjamin, who was ejected due to that targeting penalty, but also another freshman who stepped up for Reinhardt. Danquavius Cummings, another freshman on that defense. Nice throw in from Kinnaman. David Turner on the catch. The freshman tight end moving the chains for the Eagles.
David Turner.
Turner, another freshman for this Reinhardt team. This freshman class for the Eagles, a lot of talent. So many different guys who figure to be fixtures for Reinhardt for years to come. Guys who are stepping up already for this version of the Eagles. You feel like this freshman group will only get better and better. Isaiah Payton breaks free. Isaiah Payton, only green grass ahead of him. Nobody around him. Touchdown, Reinhardt. Isaiah Payton scores it. Isaiah Payton helps the Eagles pour it on here in Waleska. (54-10), Reinhardt. And when you hear Coach Miller and Coach McLeod speak so glowingly about the talent that Isaiah Payton possesses, you see just why there on that long touchdown. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is good. Reinhardt out in front, 55-10.
Number 3.
If you're just now joining us, it has been total domination here at Ken White Field. Reinhardt in total control. It's now 55-10. Point Skyhawk football team that came into this game 3-1 in AAC play. They have not been able to find success against the two top teams in the conference. Hansen sends one deep. Washington just fair catches it in the end zone, so Point will start their drive from the 25-yard line. So the Skyhawks, it hasn't been all bad. They were able to find some offensive footing in that last drive, punctuated by a touchdown that came from David Hines to Brandon Washington. We'll see who leads the offense back onto the field here in the fourth. Likely will be David Hines again. It was a tough day for Samir Wiley, the starting quarterback of the Point Skyhawks. David Hines has come in and given them a little bit of something to build on here in the fourth. Handoff is going to go to Trayvon Copeland, and Copeland will be brought down immediately. First to the play, number 57, Jalen Ray.
On the tackle, number 96, Darren Kenzie.
Before Hines entered, Point had 44 yards of passing. Hines with 40 yards on just 2 completions.
No gain, second and 10.
2nd and 10 coming up. Approaching 12 minutes remaining here in this one. Man coming in motion. Hines dropping back. That pass a little bit outside the grasp of Messiah Wilson. Right at 12 minutes remaining will be 3rd and long for this point offense. Now, you know these younger players want to try to make a name for themselves, step up and make some plays for the Eagles. Plenty of guys getting some extended reps with Reinhardt ahead by 45. Again, the point offense trying to find anything they can use to build and use for their next game. Deep pass intended for Messiah Wilson. It will be incomplete from Hines. We'll bring up 4th and long, and Point's going to punt it away. Matt Moses will re-enter the game, getting ready to send one away. Number 80, Kingston Rivers, back deep to receive.
39, Matt Moses. Back deep, number 80, Kingston Rivers.
Moses sends one away. Rivers, thinking about getting it, thinks better of it. It takes a point bounce before being downed at the 31-yard line. And that is where Kinnaman will lead this Reinhardt offense.
The Eagles at the 32-yard line.
Isaiah Payton had a long touchdown run on Reinhardt's last possession. Now in at running back for the Eagles is Chris Barnes, number 34. Chris Barnes from Arabia Mountain High School. He's joined in the backfield from the former Alatoona standout Jaden Ponder, number 26. It will be Braden Bohannon in at quarterback for the Eagles. Bohannon faking the handoff, trying to find running room, breaks a tackle from Benz. Bohannon still on his feet. Bohannon comes back right. Bohannon, he's gone. No one's going to catch him. Touchdown, Braden Bohannon. Touchdown, Reinhardt Eagles. Braden Bohannon, the Kennesaw State transfer. 2 weeks, 2 rushing touchdowns for Braden Bohannon. And can you say deja vu? Braden Bohannon had a nice long touchdown run just like that one in Reinhardt's dominant victory over Rio Grande last week. This week, Braden Bohannon once again a touchdown on the ground. Eagles trying to tack on one more, courtesy of Alex Hansen. The kick is up, and it is good. 62-10, Reinhardt, their largest point total of the year. Reinhardt in total control. It's 62-10 Eagles. Point has been competitive with Reinhardt over recent years, but this can stand as one of the more dominant victories in the history of this interstate rivalry. Washington back deep to receive. He's going to take it out of his end zone. Washington will get brought down by Jacorian Polk.
And Washington there.
11 minutes, 22 seconds remaining.
Tackle made by Ramoni Taylor. 6. First and 10.
And I said it earlier, but last season for Reinhardt, it was around that midpoint of October into November where the Eagles began to hit their stride. They started the year 2-4 last season, won their final 5 games to clinch a share of the conference title. This season, very similar, started the year off at 1-3. Eagles won 4 consecutive games coming into this one. This would be their 5th straight win. Will likely bring their record to 6-3. Reinhardt playing some of their best football going into what will likely be looked at as a conference championship game between them and the U-Pike Bears next week.
Pickup of 9, 2nd and 1.
2nd and 1 coming up, under 11 minutes remaining. Copeland joining Hines in the backfield. Wilson in motion. Copeland gets it. Is he able to get to the line to gain? Yes, he does, just barely.
Copeland with the carry. '96 Gary McKenzie. 38. Good run, Aldridge. Good for a first down at the 33-yard line.
10 minutes remaining, and both teams sort of just playing out the string here. Those young guys for Reinhardt, they want to try to add more points to the total, see how many they can put up. Eagles, their highest point total of the year with 62. Another handoff to Copeland. He gets wrestled to the ground.
And the carry on 34.
Tackle made by number 48, Chris Reed.
Tackle by number 48, Chris Reed. Pick up of a yard, 2nd and 9. From the 34-yard line.
And when Reinhardt's schedule came out, you knew that there would be a lot of attention and a lot of anticipation surrounding next week's game against U-Pike. But you know that they didn't want to look ahead. Plenty of tough, talented teams on their schedule, up and down their schedule. They didn't want to think about what that game would be. Coming up next week, Reinhardt and U-Pike. Reinhardt, it will be senior day. It will be a rematch. The Bears dominated the Eagles last season, 47-21. Now with this one firmly in their grasp and likely entering that week with a 6-3 record, their attention can now squarely focus on what will again be a nominal conference championship game, and we will have that here live on SCSN. A playoff spot will be decided here in Waleska next week. Third down and about 5 for the Skyhawks. Hines is going to drop back to pass. Catch is made by Messiah Wilson. He goes down at the 45-yard line, and the chains will move.
Messiah Wilson. Good for a first down.
Now 8 minutes left. Point finding some offensive rhythm here on this drive.
5-yard line.
David Hines methodically leading the Skyhawks down the field. Another handoff. And this tackle is made by number 76, Alex Hilton. Hilton able to bring down Caleb Porter. Porter, the freshman from Pelham, Alabama. Porter's had some nice carries here on this drive. Seven minutes remaining in the game. Another handoff. No, the handoff is fake. David Hines, does he have the first down? He's right at the sticks, and we'll move him. Another first down for the Point Skyhawks. And a credit to the offense that's on the field right now for Point. Those guys continuing to fight, continuing to play hard, and trying to see if they can add some more points to their total. It has been a struggle all game long for the Point Skyhawks. Again, you want to see if you can find some sort of momentum to use for next week, what will be the last week of the season for the Skyhawks. They want to try to finish the year on a strong note. Now 6 minutes remaining. Hines dropping back to pass. Sees a man. The catch will be made by QT Teasley near the sideline.
On the reception, number 22. Quinn Teasley.
QT Teasley, the talented slot receiver. He's been quiet most of this game. In the second half, though, he's made a few nice receptions for the Skyhawks.
Pick up 7 yards. Second and 3.
You wonder if the Skyhawks are feeling some of the effects of losing a senior quarterback in number 3, Mitchell Gossett, who was their signal caller last season. Gossett really got those playmakers involved for this Point offense. Hasn't really been a whole lot of that this year.
On the carry, number 34, the reporter.
Now 5 minutes remaining and the clock is stopped. There is an injured Skyhawk on the field. So they're going to tend to the injured player. We're going to take a quick break.
Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Buffalo's Cafe for the football season.
Third down and 3 for the Skyhawks.
From the 38-yard line.
Trayvon Copeland back in the game. Hines dropping back to pass. Has a man. It's QT Teasley. Now here comes QT Teasley making plays for this Skyhawk offense. QT Teasley, the all-AAC performer for the Point Skyhawks. He's been quiet for most of this game, was very quiet in the first half, but here in the second half, he's made some nice catches. That one, his longest catch of the game. Hines dropping back to pass. And a flag. We're going to get a flag here for pass interference. Number 3, Brandon Washington made a move, and he was being held. We'll see the official ruling. 4 minutes and 7 seconds remaining.
Pass interference, defense number 20.
Pass interference will go against number 20, Gabe Helton of the Eagles.
First and goal from 3-yard line to point.
Four minutes, 7 seconds remaining. Hines thought about a throw. Instead, he pulls it down, and he gets brought down by Gabe Helton. Also, number 49, Cooper Negron in on the stop.
Tackle made by number 20, Gabe Helton.
Three minutes, 40 seconds remaining.
Second and goal from the 3.
The Eagles already have 2 goal line stands in this game, looking to make it a third here. Fake handoff. The pass is dropped. No catch made by Brandon Washington. Third down and goal.
Complete pass. The receiver to the 3, Brandon Washington.
Three minutes, 29 seconds remaining. Skyhawks have had trouble punching it in before in this game. They're trying to sort of reverse course here at the end of this drive. Man coming in motion. Handoff is faked. And the sack.
The 8-yard line.
The sack was made by number 48, Chris Reed. That young linebacker duo of Reed and Negron, they've both made some plays on this drive. It's now 4th down for the Skyhawks.
Fourth and goal from the 7-yard line.
Clock continues to tick down. Both teams playing out the string. Point trying to punch it in. Reinhardt trying to keep them out. The clap, the snap, the handoff. Copeland will have no space to go. Goal line stand for the Reinhardt Eagle defense. And the youngsters for this Reinhardt defense step up. Eagles maintain their 62-10 advantage. Darren McKenzie on the stop.
Jumping off the roof.
McKenzie has been impressive in this game for Reinhardt. He's generated consistent pressure as an interior pass rusher. This time stopping the run for the Eagles. Reinhardt begins their drive. Case Kinnaman back in for the Eagles. Hand off to Jaden Ponder. Now Ponder running over a defender, picking up the first down. Jaden Ponder, the former Alatoona standout.
First down.
And Ponder has some juice as well. We know about Jock Colbert. We know about Ty McKee. Jaden Ponder showing that he can get busy as well out there.
10, Reinhardt.
Approaching 2 minutes remaining. And we are in the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go. All Reinhardt. Jaden Ponder still on his feet. He is gone. Touchdown, Reinhardt.
Jaden Ponder.
The Eagles could have packed it in coming into the fourth quarter. Instead, they have added 3 touchdowns to their total score. Reinhardt ahead 68-10. This is the most points Reinhardt has put up in a game since they put up 71 against Kentucky Christian way back in 2019. Kick from Hansen is up, and it is good. With a minute 47 seconds remaining, Reinhardt 69.10.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast.
Eagles players having a little bit of fun out here in Waleska, Georgia. It is 69-10, all Reinhardt. And very understandably, the guys getting down on the sideline for the Eagles. It has been all Reinhardt. The Eagles will move on to 6-3. Meanwhile, the Point Skyhawks will fall to 3-6, 3-2 in conference play. Point's road struggles continue. 4 of their 5 losses now coming away from home. Meanwhile, Reinhardt again trying to finish this season strong. These last 2 games of the year coming against number 2 and number 3 in the Appalachian Athletic Conference. They have vanquished number 3, and all that's remaining is a date against the U-Pike Bears, what will be the AAC Conference Championship game here in Waleska, Georgia next week. 1 minute, 47 seconds remaining. Now, it will be the conference championship game, provided that U-Pike takes care of business today. U-Pike does have a game that they have to win today, and we'll see if the Bears can do so. We'll check in with the U-Pike Bears right now, currently playing against Kentucky Christian. Kentucky Christian, a talented team. They have a Division II upset on their resume. They played Reinhardt toe-to-toe earlier this year down in Grayson, Kentucky. It took a late Alex Hansen field goal to lift the Eagles over the Kentucky Christian Knights. So KCU, a very talented football team, a team that can give the U-Pike Bears some trouble. We'll see how they play in that one. Meanwhile, it continues to just be all Reinhardt here today. That tackle made, number 50, Jerome Roundtree.
Hogan on the play, 2nd and 10 from the 25.
2nd and 10 coming up. Approaching 1 minute remaining. Point out here, just trying to play out the string. Handoff goes to Trayvon Copeland. Runs it up the middle, doesn't get much. Figure we'll see one more snap of the football and likely head to the conclusion of this one.
Pick up 2 yards, 3rd and 8. And 27.
Hines gets it. The handoff. The tackle is made. And that will end it. Coach Miller and the Reinhardt Eagles dominant.
Tackle made by number 76.
They moved to 6-3 on the season. You couldn't have asked for a better finish to this game. You couldn't have asked for a better start. Just overall, a dominant performance from the Reinhardt Eagles. And after 4, it's Reinhardt 69, point 10. Thank you, everyone, for joining us in this presentation of NAIA football here live on SCSN. Please join us here next week in what will be the AAC Conference Championship game between the Reinhardt Eagles and the U-Pike Bears.
Sé que te va bien. En verdad sé que te va cabrón, pero no quiero aceptar esto al 100. Por integrarte vas feliz, ya tu cielo no está gris, mami, dime qué quieres. Lo que está pasando ahora, dime quién tú le hablas. Me duele el corazón y el corazón. Extraño el sabor de tu boca. Feliz, ya tu cielo no está gris, mami, dime con quién estás pasando las horas. Dime quién te adora, el corazón y el corazón. Extraño sabor de tu boca. Extraño saborearte. A tu cuerpo le digo Picasso porque tú eres arte. No quiero pensarte. Cuando mami le da por mencionarte. Una novela típica italiana, pero yo no la pena de ver la cortina. Y en la mañana no estoy en la cocina. Y porque otra me toca llamar la vecina. No eres Juliana, pero sé que te mala. Me dejaste vacío y te llevo sin mi sala. ¿Qué hago sin ti? Lo mismo que haces sin mí. Sé que te va bien. En verdad sé que te va cabrón, pero no quiero aceptar esto al 100. Por allí te ves feliz, ya tu cielo no está gris, mami, dime con quién estás pasando las horas. Dime quién te adora, el corazón y el corazón.
You in Miami for some new shit.